Good evening, everybody. Welcome to KUMBTV's Eyes Up Mother Brown. We are back for another one of those European nights at the London Olympic Stadium. The Hammers tonight are facing KRC Genk. And I'm delighted to be joined this evening by Rio. Rio, how you doing, buddy?
Evening all. Yeah, bit tricky, but yeah, I'm here. I'm not at the ground for the first time in God knows how long. I'm absolutely gutted, but at least I'm doing something reasonably worthwhile.
I don't know about that. We'll see how it goes. Good to see you anyway, buddy. And of course, thank you for coming along, because had Rio not turned up, folks, you wouldn't have had an Eyes Up Mother Brown tonight, because although I can talk for England, I don't think I could talk for 3 hours on my own. So our thanks to Rio for making it possible, I guess. But yeah, the Hammers, third Europa League tie tonight. We have a 100% record so far. Wins against Dinamo Zagreb and Rapid Vienna. Looking to make it 3 out of 3 against KRC Genk tonight. Now, before we start, Rio, you're a man who likes his 90s music, right?
Oh, yeah.
KRC, isn't that the name of that band that did the cover of Please Don't Go?
Know
the song Please Don't Go.
Yeah, I know it.
I've just got this feeling that it was a band called KRC. And it's been in my head all day because of Genk, but I could be wrong. If you're watching on the stream, let us know if you like your 90s music. Me and Rio are a little bit stumped over that one, but let us know. Anyway, it's been going around my head all day, that song. But anyway, enough.
KWS.
KW. Oh, it's near enough, isn't it, I suppose.
We've got them in the next group stage, wherever we are.
Well, there you go.
In Moldovan, I reckon.
Just shows how terrible my memories. But it was 30 years ago, I suppose. But anyway, we are obviously saying to you lot tonight, please don't go. Stay with us on the stream and enjoy the game. Anyway, thanks to all of you who are joining us. Let us know what you think the score is going to be tonight. Can West Ham make it 3 out of 3? Are the Belgians going to throw a spoke in the works? No, that doesn't make sense at all, does it? What am I thinking? I'm having a terrible night tonight. It's all gone wrong. I'm trying to do 100 things at once, talk and watch the telly and write and stuff. But anyway, be a thorn in our side. We'll settle with that one. But anyway, Rio, I'll shut up now. Let's get on to the teams. Rio, do you want to take us through West Ham's lineup for tonight's game?
Yep, we line up as follows. In goal, Alphonse Areola.
Woo.
We have a back four of Ben Johnson, Craig Dawson, Issa Diop and Aaron Creswell. In midfield, and there's no rest for anyone, Thomas Souček and Declan Rice. They're getting paid by the hour, so someone's be absolutely broke by the end of this campaign. Just behind the striker is a three of Yarmolenko, Manuel Lanzini and Vlasic. And up front, playing a pretty much lone furrow is not Mikel Antonio, but young Jared Bowen. On the bench for us, we have the usual two goalkeepers, Lucas Fabianski and Darren Randolph. They're augmented by Kurt Zuma, Pablo Fornals, Mark Noble, Angelo Ogbonna, Saeed Barrama, a return from injury of Ryan Fredericks, Arthur Masuaku, Harrison Aspie and Dan Chesters.
And do you want to take us through the Belgian, the Genk side as well, Rio, while I'm scribbling away furiously here, if you wouldn't mind?
Absolutely. And this, according to BBC Sport, Genk visitors will line up in a 4-3-3 formation. The goalkeeper is Van der Voort, a back four of Prisado, Cuesta, Lukumi, Artega, a midfield three of Horovsky, Hainan and Torsvet, and a front three of Ito, Bongonda and Onuachu. On the bench for Genk tonight are Mackenzie, Sadiq Alou, Trezor, Toma, Guisons, I-10, Ogbo, Oyen, Pencil, I don't think it's John, Schomberg, Nemeth and Layson.
Excellent. Thank you, Rio. Beautifully timed as well. I've just finished putting all the social media links out to the various channels. Let's have a quick look at the, yes, I know, Gnome. Thank you very much. Spanner in the works. That's the one I was looking for. No Gnome tonight, Andy. Gnome hopefully Gnome will be joining us live at some point during the evening, live from the London Olympic Stadium. Also, potentially the Pink Palermo as well, if we can get those guys in. Gnome obviously from the cheap seats as usual, and Pinky from the more expensive ones upstairs if we can. But Rio, West Ham's team, any surprises there? No Antonio in the squad at all?
No. I'm not sure that is much of a surprise, really. We've started so well in this group. We've got Jared Bowen, you know, what he offers to the side, and he can play that lone thrower up front a little bit. Obviously not with the physicality that Antonio offers, but he still does an adequate job. The biggest shock for me is, again, Souček and Rice being both started.
Yes.
I thought Mark Noble might get a run out again. Obviously, Alex Krell being absent with COVID has put a spanner in the works. I'm sure he would have featured tonight. And
spanner in the spokes.
Yeah. I thought he would have given Thomas Souček a rest. But I'm surprised both Declan and Thomas are starting again. And after Thomas's facial injury on Sunday, I thought he could use a bit of a night off if he could.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that one, actually. I'm very, very surprised to see both of them. I mean, obviously, we know Alex Krall can't play, but very surprised to see Mark Noble not in that team, because when he's been playing, hasn't he, so far in Europe. So, very surprised. But good to see Vlasic in at last. You know, he's sort of been a victim, I suppose you could say, of David Moyes' position in where, you know, in so much that he doesn't throw new signings straight into the team, but tries to give him a little bit of time to settle. So this is a good opportunity for him tonight to sort of really show what he can do.
Most definitely. And when he has appeared for us, and his fleeting appearances so far since he joined, he's shown no little ability. He probably needs to get up to speed in terms of fitness, also getting used to the way that we actually play, because we expect our midfielders to work like dogs as well, despite the creativity side of the nature. He is expected to work hard, and I'm sure David Moyes and the coaching staff have been drumming that into him as well.
Andre Yarmolenko, we said that at the weekend he's was in fine form during the international break, scored 2 goals in 2 games for the Ukraine. Again, another one who's got an opportunity to really show what he can do out there tonight. Yeah,
very much so. Yarmolenko comes in for a lot of stick from our fans at times, and I can understand why in some respects. But you don't score that many goals at international level being a one-trick pony, you know?
No, exactly.
I just thought his injuries have obviously taken their toll. He's not cut out for a regular Premiership kind of appearance. Because injuries are taking their toll, a little bit slowish now. But I thought in Europe, with his European international pedigree, he's got an eye for goal, eye for a clever pass. I thought as a Europa League player, he'd be one of our key men this season. I just really hope that he steps up to the mark tonight and proves a lot of people wrong, because now he's a player I like. You know, he's not had the most salubrious career since he's joined us, but he's provided enough decent moments for me. And now I think given a proper run, he might actually be a bit of an asset to us, rather than someone who's merely draining resources and becoming a bit of a fan's boo boy. Yeah,
that kind of, the wages thing's always hung like, you know, around his neck, isn't it, really? And you know, he's been criticised as a result. But of course, you know, as we often say, the players themselves don't have any say whatsoever in what they're paid. You know, that's it. But he just doesn't have the opportunity, is he? Sort of 3 or 4 minutes at a time at the end of a game to go out, and no one's going to be able to impress in that time. But he's in the lineup tonight. We're seeing the players come out. How are you getting on with that stream, Rio? Did you manage to?
I've got a stream up now, so I'm happy.
Right.
I've got players walking down the tunnel, so I might be a little bit behind you.
Okay.
But at least I have footage.
Good stuff. Okay, we are go then in that case. A couple of things I just wanted to point out before we start. Now, as many of you, or any of you, in fact, who have been keeping an eye on KUMB.com this afternoon will be aware, West Ham United and Rapid Vienna were both fined by UEFA today to the sum of €60,000, about 50,000 quid, for the crowd disturbances that marred the Europa League meeting a couple of weeks ago at the London Olympic Stadium. Both clubs fined as a result of hurling objects, which seemed a bit harsh on West Ham. But the upshot of that is, you may be able to see if you've got TV pictures, is that corner of the ground that was the flashpoint really for the trouble has now been cut off. The away fans have been moved over, and they're kind of segregated a little bit more. So West Ham clearly, Rio, keen to avoid any further issues. And 60 grand, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's not a whole lot of money. But Vienna, of course, their fans have been banned from attending their next away game, and I guess West Ham are sort of thinking about the potential for having to play a game behind closed doors, which of course we've done before in Europe, haven't we? We're kind of the trendsetters for that particular thing.
And we have an excellent record in that circumstances. So
we certainly do.
It's not something to kind of use as benchmarks, lads. Just it may have worked at one time, but not again.
Yeah. Any surprise with that though? Yeah, you think that's a good move by the club to segregate the fans a little bit more?
I think it's obviously not a sellout tonight. I reckon it'll be about 50,000 again.
Yeah.
So it's just a kind of preemptive thing to keep the trouble away. It's completely understandable. I think the actual fine was possibly a little bit excessive on our side. I think Vienna were really the instigators of the whole kind of incident, and UEFA haven't really cracked down on them as much as you would have thought so. So
no,
we're a bit of a scapegoat again, I think now.
Okay. Predictions, Rio. Let's get this out of the way before we start. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. I've actually done a little bit of homework, and Genk in recent weeks have not been in the greatest of form. I think they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. So I think we should have enough. We've just got to be on our mettle, because Onuachu's obviously got a really good kind of reputation. We was heavily linked with him in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we can marshal him, I'm quietly confident we'll be able to negotiate this, come out with a 2-0 win.
I'm going to go for a 2-1. I mean, you've kind of taken the words out of my mouth there, because I was going to mention Onuachu as well, though a player that, as Rio rightly says, we were linked to during the summer. We were looking very closely at perhaps bringing him in, and he's their leading scorer. 27 years old, so really in the prime of his career, and he's huge as well, as you'll see very shortly. You can see it now probably on the screen. He's number 18. Huge. He's massive, 6'7". So who's the guy who used to play for Birmingham, Rio? The Croatian guy. Huge striker. Can't think of his name now.
Yeah. You have to bear with me. I know exactly the guy you mean. He was an absolute unit.
Yeah, Nicola. Was it Nicola's unusual players who he'll come to you in a minute, Rio? I can see your brain ticking right there. But very, very unique to see players of that size playing at this level. But he will be a threat tonight. A couple of other players, of course. Now, if you'd been looking at KUMB.com earlier in the week, you'd have seen an excellent article. Jack Elderton and Callum Goodall, who posts on Twitter as West Ham WHU Analytics, are doing some pre-match reports for us this season, entitled The Inside Track. Done one on Genk this week, and they've clearly outlined Onuachu as Genk's main threat, as well as Junya Ito, the right winger, 28, and Christian Torsfeldt, a 22-year-old attacking midfielder. And now there is also a player, and this probably won't mean anything to Rio or most other people who don't indulge in such things. But for those of you who have been playing FIFA 22, I can tell you that the young goalkeeper at Genk, Van der Voort, is one of the most highly rated youngsters in FIFA 22. I don't know if that tells you anything, but if you play career mode, you can pick him up for virtually nothing. And he's an excellent keeper, proves to be one of the best in the world. Whether that transfers to tonight, we'll see. But West Ham do have a free kick anyway. It swung into the near post by Bowen to Declan Rice, but it's cleared out. West Ham retaining possession. Genk back in numbers. The ball's on the right-hand side with Yarmolenko, who's does a couple of step overs, passes it inside. It's a poor pass, and Genk able to break. Did we have any luck on that name, Rio?
Nikola Zigic.
Zigic, of course it was. Well, we were half there, weren't we? Zigic, kind of a freakish size. And did he play against us in that semi-final that year?
Yeah, he did. Didn't he? Yeah, caused all sorts of problems.
He did.
Birmingham littered with players. I've had in the early 90s, Kevin Francis, another absolute unit.
Yeah,
played for them.
Yes. You don't see many of them, do you, that size? But when you do, they certainly stand out. We're 2 minutes into the game anyway. West Ham United, nil, Genk nil. Some hellos. David O'Rourke going for a 2-0 to us. Hobo, 2-2, Hobo. What's up with you tonight? It's not like you. Usually a bit more confident than that. Hi, Jim Sawyer, coming in live from Australia. I think that is. It must be morning from AU. And Steve Palmer going for a 3-1 win to West Ham. Hellos also to Andy and Polaroid and the usual crew. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Let us know if you've all got a stream anyway, and that you can see the game. But we shall get back to the match anyway. Too much chat. Not a lot's happened so far. We're just about 3 minutes into the game. I don't think Genk have actually come out of their half yet, Rio. From what we've seen, it's it's kind of, they've set their stall out, I think, already, haven't they? It looks like they're going to sit back, try and soak up pressure, and perhaps catch West Ham.
I'm about 20 seconds behind you. I think the only thing, most notable thing so far, is that early free kick we mentioned. They took out on Jarrod Bowen a bit. The defender went absolute through him. Very nasty challenge, and I think Jarrod could be in for a bit of a rough night. Yeah,
I mean, I would imagine that some of those defenders would be absolutely delighted not to see Michail Antonio's name on the team sheet tonight anyway.
Oh, most definitely. You know what Michail's going to he's going to dish out as much as he gives. Jarrod isn't that kind of attacking physical presence.
Yeah.
So they're probably hoping for a little bit of an easy ride, but I'm sure we'll try and do them in terms of ability rather than sheer brute force.
Yeah, hopefully. One player in the team tonight, which was quite interesting, something that Carlton Cole was talking about prior to the game in the build-up on Sky Sports. Ben Johnson, of course, retaining his place tonight in the absence of Vladi Soufal, who's still injured. Carlton Cole said that Johnson's taking his UEFA badges, which I found really interesting, actually, because, I mean, bearing in mind he's only 21, that must be quite unusual, mustn't it, for someone that young to sort of get involved? You can understand players at the end of their career, do it, but not at that age anyway.
No, certainly not, and fair credit to him, because what he can learn both on and off the pitch in terms of football, the whole way the game operates, coaching a lot. Now, not only is it a strength for his bow in the future, but it's also now. He can learn as a young player from various different methods.
Yeah.
So, I'm very impressed with it now. I'm quite impressed and so on.
Oh, so was I. It's just two of us who were very impressed. But I think I think you've hit the nail on the head there, actually, that it's good to be a player, and obviously you're getting coached by some of the best coaches in the world, David Moyes and Stuart Pearce have been there, seen it and done it all, Kevin Nolan. But to get the other side of it as well, to be able to see, what they're trying to get across is, I'm sure, is going to be hugely helpful to a player. And I'm actually surprised thinking about it. The more don't do it. But who was it who was asking? Steve Palmer. Steve, you were asking about Kroll, and I see that Kaiser Machines actually answered the question for you. Kroll still absent, having tested positive for COVID last week, so unavailable tonight. I'm sure he would have been in the squad otherwise. But afternoon to John Coney, coming live from sunny Atlanta, Georgia. Hope it's a bit warmer than it is here tonight, John. While we're touching on it, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of difference between us in terms of miles these days. But down in my old manor, there was a lot of flooding last night. Did you get any of that where you are?
It did absolutely chuck it down, I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm confined to barracks at the moment, so I've been pretty much unaware apart from whatever lashes down on my window. But a lot come down yesterday. Yeah,
well, apparently, they were bailing. They were bailing it out, and all the water was coming up the toilet rather than going down it. But so not good. But I hope everyone who did suffer from any damage is okay and didn't cause too many problems. But anyway, back to the game. 6.5 minutes gone. West Ham United. We've just seen Nikola Vlasic commit a foul on the left-hand side. Nothing really amazing happening so far, which is why we're talking about toilets and Ben Johnson's coaching badges, stuff like that. But we shall, of course, keep you up to date. Let us know what you think of the team tonight as well. Everyone joining us on the live stream, do you agree with the side that Moyes has put out? Do you think that Mark Noble should perhaps be starting, maybe Souček or Rice, or both of them, having rest? And also, one other thing, let us know what you think of the KUMB forum today, because we've had a major upgrade in the last 48 hours. We've moved the site to a new home and a brand new server, which should be much more responsive and much faster and give you a much better user experience. So if you are using the KUMB forum, let us know, because obviously we're here talking to you, watching the telly, and it's difficult to do that as well. But let us know what your experience of that is, if it is better for you. We have, of course, had problems in the past with the forum being unresponsive at very, very busy times. Hopefully that is a thing of the past now, and this is, of course, the first test. But anyway, Steve Palmer saying that Southend was virtually submerged this morning on site felt on the road. So, yeah, I mean, that's my old man was Benfleet, Steve. So, just a stone's throw from this. Southend, of course, Rio, going to be a city now, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the circumstances surrounding that decision, your heart goes out to the family of the MP, David Amis, who sadly is no longer with us. But Southend, the city, whatever will they think of next? At least he's got his own airport,
Yeah, I wonder if it will actually be Southend Airport, not London Southend or whatever nonsense they call it these days. But sad news. And of course, Sir David Amis was a West Ham fan, born in Plaistow, I think, wasn't he, Rio? Certainly around that way. But I don't think we did a minute silence tonight, did we? Which is kind of surprising. I thought they might have done that, but I know there was some suggestion that we should perhaps do that tonight, but I don't think I saw anything of that kind. We're just seeing Genk break. There's a really good opportunity. The ball's played across and Onuachu, and they scored. And they have scored. The boy's in the back of the net. But the linesman has his flag up on the right-hand side and has given it offside. The Genk manager is not quite sure. He doesn't necessarily agree. The fans certainly don't. But let's have another look at that. So the ball's come from the right-hand side. He's offside. Genk's number 7, who is Ito, one of the danger players we mentioned earlier, broke free, broke down the right-hand side. The linesman, as is their wont these days, didn't put his flag up. And it was... Onuachu at the far post pulled the ball back, and it was nodded in by the number 10 Bongonda. But the game ball back for the infringement that happened probably 25 seconds earlier. What do you make of that, Rio? We've got some. I'm not a fan of this newfangled way of doing things.
It's awful. You just put the flag up straight away, because it creates more hassle than it's actually worth. I've just actually caught up with it now. The guy at Ito has got an absolute lightning turn of pace, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Left Aaron Creswell for absolutely dead there. We have to be careful, because that was a good ball, and we can't afford to let chances like that go so often.
West Ham breaking at the other end. The ball's played back in by Vlasic. It's a poor ball. He was looking for Yarmolenko, but it's easily cleared. I've got to say, Rio, having looked at that replay, I'm not sure he was even offside.
It's very close. I've just seen the still of it there. Touch and go. If that had been given against us, I'd be incredibly annoyed.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, West Ham breaking on the left. It's in the box. Yarmolenko's got space. He's tried to curl it in with his right foot. It's a poor effort, and it's wide of the far post. Sorry, not Yarmolenko. It was Vlasic. But better stuff from West Ham. An immediate response. Breaking on the left-hand side. The ball found its way to Vlasic, turned inside the box. I'm not quite sure if that was a pass or a cross, actually. I don't think he even knew what he was doing there. But, I mean, we were talking about this, weren't we, before the start round, talking about, Torsvet, Ito and Onuachu as the danger men. And, there it is. Within 10 minutes, it's proved to be the case.
Yeah, no, they've always shown it. And Ito especially, it was the pace that surprised me. I know Aaron's not the quickest player in the world, but he absolutely left him for gone there.
Yeah.
That was a very good ball through ball, I think, from the right back. But, they're all combining quite well. And, we really have to be on our mettle, This really should be a game where you should try and seal the third win out of 3, go into the final 3, trying to just secure that top spot. But they're going to make life difficult for us.
Yeah, I think it's turning out to be exactly the way we predicted right at the start. They're sitting deep, 11 men behind the ball, looking for the opportunity to break, and that was really their one and only chance. And all right, it was lucky for West Ham, but of course it ended up in the back of net. Johnson's curled one in from the right-hand side, looking in the middle for Vlasic, headed out as far as Lanzini, who finds Cresswell. Cresswell looking to cross, and it's off the defender. and away for West Ham's first corner. Now, Rio, we're of course looking to do something from this corner because we finally scored, didn't we, from a set piece the other day for the first time in in God knows how long.
Yeah, that was, again, going back to that was absolutely superb delivery from Jarrod Bowen. Bonner straight on the money. We need more of that. I think we really spoilt last season because everything we seem to do in the penalty area, like from set pieces, seemed successful. And I know I think it's only the second time we scored from a set piece this season.
Yeah. West Ham have a corner. Aaron Cresswell's going to put an outswinger in from the left-hand side. Souček's looking to go out, as is Dawson. Dawson's going to be nearest, but it's the figure of Onuachu, the 6'7" striker, handily placed on the edge of the 6-yard box, who gets there first and nods it out. But West Ham retain possession, looking for an opportunity to put the ball back in the Genk half. The boys played forward, looking for Vlasic, but it's no danger, and Genk just playing around with the ball at the back now. Yeah, we've kind of gone off the boil, haven't we, Rio, in terms of scoring? We of course we were taking the mickey a little last year when Sky kept putting that stat up on a weekly basis, showing that how prolific we were from set pieces, and it was of course the death knell for it, really, wasn't it? Because we didn't score again for. Oh, hang on, wait a minute, and Genk are through again here, and Alphonse has come out racing out of his goal, and it's actually a brilliant piece of sweeper goalkeeping from the Areola to prevent the ball. Oh no, actually it was set free. That's the second time now that the Belgians have got behind West Ham's back four, and if it wasn't for Areola being really alert there, West Ham could have been in big trouble. But we're just seeing the hammers break again on the right hand side. So stick with it for a minute. It's Yarmolenko plays the ball inside to Bowen, who finds Lanzini, but it's a poor touch from the Argentine, and Genk look to work the ball away. But West Ham caught again, Rio, there, second time in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, not good signs at all. Even worse is that my stream went down. I'm struggling to battle get another one, but I will be with you soon. I'm almost there. But yeah, no, it's not particularly promising signs. We need to kind of really tighten up. You know, as you said, Genk are going to play that kind of European game where they're going to sit back and expect us to come at them, try and break them down. They're showing that they've got a lot of power, a lot of strength, a lot of pace up front, so they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, it was almost Sunday League fare, that one. It was a direct punt down the middle from the goalkeeper, straight over the top of the West Ham back line. And, it was only Areola who came racing out of his goal. Did really, really well. That prevented West Ham being completely embarrassed there by a ball that I'm sure Sam Allardyce would have been drooling over if he was still at the club. But we are quarter of an hour in anyway. West Ham United 0, Genk 0, no goals yet. Steve Palmer 6 minutes behind. That's some stream you've got there, buddy. That's might be a good idea to try and find another one. But 15 minutes gone. Ben Johnson breaking on the right hand side for West Ham, looking for options, plays it down the line. It's a poor ball, and straight into the path of a Belgian defender. And Genk look to break again. West Ham just struggling really at the moment, Rio, to sort of find any inroads. I mean, it's difficult against a team that is defending deeply, but that's fair enough, isn't it? This is the way they're set up. They know they're potentially, almost certainly the weaker team technically. So they're perfectly within their right to play like that, aren't they? And hit West Ham on the break, and they're looking to do it again now. The ball played over the top, looking for Ito, and it's Torsfeld who's picked it up, but an infringement found. But yeah, I mean, it's have we got the players, Rio, to kind of break them down out there tonight?
Well, you would have thought playing Vlasic and Lanzini in there, the creativity's there. The thing for me probably lacking is the physicality up front that make their defenders' lives uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I think that's the only thing we're really lacking. The only other thing at all is at back four. Now, Johnson's still inexperienced. He's been playing really well this season so far.
Yeah.
Craig Dawson, Aaron Cresswell, not blessed with the greatest of pace. So perhaps that's something that Genk have kind of anticipated.
Yeah.
And they're three front players look incredibly lively in terms of speed. So maybe they've done their homework a little bit, knew who's going to make wholesale changes, and they're looking to exploit a little bit of a slowness in the back four we have.
Superb from Areola, says David O'Rourke. Certainly right. And John Coney going back to the weekend's game, saying that wasn't a foul on Pickford. No, I think we established that one, John. It certainly wasn't, was it? Even most of the Everton fans that were posting in the opposition view earlier in the week on KUMB kind of, I think, reluctantly agreed that was the case. But anyway, back to tonight. 17 minutes gone. Ben Johnson breaking down the right-hand side, slips the ball beyond his man, but he can't get beyond a second. West Ham frustrated again and still yet to test Van der Voort, this exciting young 19 years old, I think he's, Rio, the goalkeeper, which is quite extraordinary, isn't it, for a player who's played in the Champions League? And as we know, goalkeepers don't generally hit their prime until their early 30s these days. So that's something quite unique.
Yeah, and it's no wonder that he's highly rated and he's pretty much hot property in the European game, because as we've seen with Donnarumma, who made his breakthrough at an incredibly early age, getting that experience under your belt really early, building reputation, and goalkeepers' longevity. If someone picks him up pretty early on now, they'll probably have a keeper the next 15 years. Yeah,
that's some career, isn't it, when you think about it, to be playing at that level. But yeah, you think Fabianski's 37 now, and some of the best keepers, Buffon, going to play till they're 40. It's could well have. Lanzini's free on the right hand side now. He's got options. Looks up. Can he play the ball into the middle? Lifts it up into the air to where someone like Michail Antonio would usually be poised, waiting to nod it in, but it's easily dealt with by the Genk defence. I'll tell you the one thing that's kind of made me chuckle a little bit tonight watching it is now Craig Dawson's quite an imposing chap, isn't he? He's not exactly a midget, and I'm just watching him and Diop. It's Diop as well, who's not exactly small, up against Onuachu, and they're dwarfed by this guy. I mean, he's a clear 4, 5, 6 inches taller than they are, and I wouldn't fancy marking him if it was me out there tonight. That's for sure.
I certainly wouldn't. In 5'4", no.
I think between us we might do a job. What do you reckon? Yeah. I could sit on your shoulders. And we might be able to take him out, but. We've just seen a ball delivered in from the left-hand side from number 10, Bongondo, who had the ball in the net earlier in the game, found the head of Onuachu, who nods it over the bar. But, that's 3 chances now Genk have had, and we're still waiting for our first. So we're certainly not going to plan so far, Rio, but it's early days yet, isn't it? But I've got to say, out of the 3 teams I've seen us, and this is, of course, the third and final team that we're facing this group, I think these look the most... technically aware and well set up side out of all 3 we've played so far.
Yeah, most definitely. They look full of intent. I think as well, when we played Zagreb, we just went and stamped our authority on really early and we didn't let them settle. Vienna, we kind of did the same, but we kind of took the foot off the pedal and almost went into second gear about halfway through the game and let them back into it. Genk have taken the game to us. Genk have shown plenty of willing, plenty of intent, and they've got a game plan here. They know what they're doing. They've actually got a decent reputation in Belgian football.
Yeah.
I think they've won the Belgian League 4 times in the last 15, 20 years, so they're no small fry. And they've also got a really respected set of ex-players. I was checking it up earlier.
Yeah.
Some of the players who played with Genk over the last 15 years or so are among some of the best players in the world at the moment.
Let me just pause you there for a second, Rio, because West Ham have had a corner. Rice has played short to Declan Rice, who's curled it into the far post where Thomas Souček was lurking. The big Czech got up and got his header on target, but it was well saved. But West Ham still in a dangerous area. It's played back to Souček on the left-hand side, some 25, 30 yards from goal. West Ham working it around, looking for an opening, still keeping possession. Lanzini on the ball now against Onuachu, who's played the ball in over the top, looking for Jarrod Bowen, but the ball's just escaped the hammer and runs through to Van der Voort. Genk's star players, Rio, you were just telling us about.
Yeah, in recent years, they've had the likes of Leon Bailey, who playing for Leverkusen at the moment, Yannick Carrasco from Atletico Madrid, obviously Christian Benteke. He went off the ball somewhat, but he started off there.
Yeah.
Kalidou Koulibaly, Kevin De Bruyne, Stefan Deformin. There's a lot of good players there. Thibaut Courtois. It's a very good kind of ex-set of players. Wilfred Ndidi is another one.
Wow.
A lot of players come from that system. I didn't realise.
I mean, that's almost up there with, Tony Carr's and Harry Redknapp's selection from the late 90s.
It's pretty much akin to us in terms of production and scouting. And it's quite impressive. Actually surprised me somewhat.
Yeah, that is quite incredible. Of course, as we've said already a couple of times tonight, it looks like they've got another potential young star in this team in the shape of Van der Voort, the goalkeeper, who, as we said, still a teenager, which is it's kind of incredible, isn't it? And when you look back, we're just having another look at the Souček opportunity. It was a good header. Headed downwards, the right thing to do, going into the right-hand corner. But Van der Voort down smartly just to push it wide. Procado, is it Procado Presido? I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but it took a little knock there from Souček and just received a bit of treatment. But he's okay. He's back on his feet. So the game continues, and we are halfway through the opening half. Still West Ham United 0, Genk 0. The Belgians giving West Ham a few problems in the opening 20 minutes or so, especially Onuachu, who, is a player we looked at. I've got to say, Ree, I mean, I haven't seen an awful lot of him before tonight, only sort of the odd, the obligatory YouTube highlights reel, but he's looked pretty decent out there. And I think he could possibly be a decent backup for Michail Antonio.
He's all the attributes you need, isn't he? He's obviously big, strong. He knows what he's doing. There was a bit of a rumour that one of the reasons he didn't pursue it properly is that he's still quite raw. Although he's 27, his touch isn't the greatest. But what he's shown tonight and what I've seen on the clips during this campaign so far, it's been more than worth a look. But I think if he doesn't impose himself anymore in this competition, that price is going to rocket and we're going to miss out there.
West Ham looking to build on the right-hand side. It's played back into the centre where Declan Rice has the ball. Rice switches the ball to the left-hand side to Cresswell. Lanzini now in possession. Back to Rice. West Ham looking for that opening. Not quite coming at the moment. Patience. But Yarmolenko plays it out to Souček, looking to burst down the right-hand side. He's looking for opportunities. Nothing really on. Turns back. Plays it inside to Bowen. Little 1-2. Souček in. Plays it across the area. And quite what he was doing there, I'm not sure. He's just needed a gentle little lob, really, to Yarmolenko, who's perhaps 5 yards to his left on the edge of the 6-yard box. And instead, he's fired that across a bit like an Exocet missile from 1982. But the Belgians at Genk have possession again. But better stuff from West Ham, Rio, as I'm sure you've just seen. We're beginning to get there, aren't we? The header from Souček a few minutes ago. And that opportunity there. So, West Ham sort of getting back into it, clawing their way into it a little.
Yeah, again, we've got to take in consideration that we've made wholesale changes apart from 2 or 3 players. So it's a new team for us. So we have to get used to the way that we've got to play.
Yeah.
So coming up against a team that obviously done their homework a little bit, going to hit us on the break with pace and power. Now we've got to be we're slowly easing our way into this game. As you say, we're going to put some nice football together now, but we've weathered the storm, hopefully, and we're going to come into it now.
Big chance for West Ham here. Falls to Cresswell. He's mishit his shot. The ball came across. It was a fantastic little through ball to Ben Johnson. Sorry, Rio, for jumping in there. A lovely little through ball to Ben Johnson on the right-hand side from Lanzini. Slipped it between 2 defenders. Pulled back into that corridor of uncertainty where Bowen actually had a really good chance to put it away and done a bit of an Iwobi, actually, bit of an air shot on the effort. But fortuitously for West Ham, it fell to Cresswell, who's completely scuffed it, and it's just rolled out for a goal kick. But, we're getting there, Rio. You can see a goal coming soon, can't you? That's three decent chances in the last 5 minutes or so. The Souček header, the Souček cross, and now that one from Cresswell. West Ham building.
Yeah, you'd hope so. Much more promising signs. We couldn't really continue the manner we did for the first 20 minutes. We obviously felt them out a little bit. Now we know where to exploit now. Hopefully that goal's coming for us.
Yeah. 26 minutes gone. As we said, West Ham looking to build. Genk still sitting deep. Or as Rob Young has pointed out, it should be Henk. As in Henk Marvin, perhaps. But we'll go with the English translation, I think, because it makes it easier. Thank you, Rob, for the lesson there. But Polaroid, yeah, agree. Much better in the last 5 minutes. David O'Rourke saying we're a bit sloppy, but we're getting there. And I think that goes back to what Rio was saying, isn't it? That we've made so many changes. It is effectively a new team out there tonight. But anyway, Genk or Henk building on the right-hand side, looking to get the ball in. Cresswell does a good job. It's played in low, and Yarmolenko, to his credit, right back in the West Ham box there to hoik it clear for a throw. It was Ito who played a very interesting low cross in that the Ukrainian had to deal with. But shall we have a look at the KUMB forum, Rio, in a moment, and see what our new super quick KUMB.com forum.
There has been mention of that already.
Has it really?
WCP has been very complimentary about the speed of the forum at the moment. So thanks, Pete. Cheers, mate.
Well, that's a good sign. I mean, we did. Well, hang on. We'll just go back to the game because Onuachu is bursting through and he's bullying Craig Dawson a little bit. And a little bit of disagreement between Dawson and Areola. I think Dawson felt that the keeper should have come out and claimed that one. But, going back to what we're saying, Rio, it's weird, isn't it, to see someone like Craig Dawson being bullied a bit by Onuachu. But he's a real physical presence and he's certainly making that presence felt. I think it's a corner, actually, to Genk. Just watch this again and let's see what happens. Areola, yeah, I mean, Onuachu gets a touch on the ball and it's put out. So we'll just stick with this for a minute. But he really is the danger man, isn't he, out there tonight, Onuachu?
Yeah, he's the main focal point. Him and Ito, to me, look... the pick of their players look very, very dangerous indeed.
Corner swung in, outswinger, aimed towards the penalty box. Jared Bowen kneels down and chests it away. Not a very good clearance, and it's headed back in. And Onuachu is in. He's laid the ball back, and it's a scooping effort. It's a bit of a deflection. Come off. I think it was Torsfed who had the shot in the end. It's come off one of the defenders, which took all the sting out. No, sorry, it was Cuesta. West Ham countering on the left-hand side. Aaron Cresswell bombing down the left. Looks to put the ball in and it's intercepted by Hainan. And Genk looked to clear, but not doing a very good job of doing so. And the ball is back with West Ham. It's a Diop on the ball as West Ham look to build again. 29 minutes gone. West Ham United 0, Genk 0 in this Europa League tie. West Ham looking to extend their run of wins to 3 out of 3, having already dispatched Dinamo Zagreb and Rapid Vienna. Good to see. No trouble in the crowd so far, Rio. Anyway, we just saw the away fans looking quite happy, but no trouble so far, which is good. Good for West Ham's situation in terms of fines and bans.
I think that the thing is, I don't think anyone's going to start any trouble tonight because if you get Onuachu trying to come at you, there's a bit of revenge. He's a big old unit. I'm not messing with him.
Cresswell's got the ball in the penalty area on the left-hand side, looks to play it across, headed on by Vlasic. No one there. Genk able to clear the lines again. West Ham's getting closer and closer, but just can't find that important final touch. The Hammers in possession again. Issa Diop, who's barely touched the ball actually tonight, just mops up and puts the ball back. The ball played out on the left-hand side to Cresswell. Cresswell looking for options, plays it into the box. A little bit of a swinger across the ball, and it's headed away by Artega for another West Ham corner, Rio. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I can feel it.
I generally hope so. I'm about 45 seconds behind, so it's a bit awkward for me to judge them at times. But, what I'm saying, we are beginning to pull strings a little bit. We're the ones asking the questions. It is coming.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Jared Bowen is going to put an in-swinger in this time from the right-hand side. One hand goes up. That's going to be a deep one to the far post. Indeed, it is. Up goes Dawson. Can't quite get enough purchase on it, and it's over the bar. Don't think there was a deflection. I think that's going to be a goal kick. Let's just watch that one again. Delivered to the far post. Dawson going up, rising highest, getting above two defenders to get a nut on it, but it's over the bar and safely away. But another chance, Rio. Another chance. We're getting there.
It's coming. It is definitely coming. I've just actually seen the build up to the corner. That's how far behind I am. And I will at half time try and rectify this. Don't worry about that. No, a bit of a strange one here by Artega. I think a bit more time than he thought, but yeah, we're building.
Yarmolenko's cut inside, trying to get it on his, in that space where he can unleash one, but well marshalled, and he's played the ball back to Declan Rice. Rice into Vlasic. Vlasic out on the left to Cresswell, plays it down the line to Lanzini, back to Cresswell, and back again to Declan Rice, keeping the ball nicely, moving the ball around. 1-2s all over the pitch at the moment. Rice back to Cresswell. And Genk just holding their line. 2 solid banks of 4, making it very, very difficult for the Hammers to penetrate and do anything. West Ham just keeping possession. Patience key here. Ball's played round the back. That's a decent ball for Johnson, but I think it's just a bit too far and he's not going to get it. Souček it was trying to play me. Johnson, very, very advanced tonight, Rio, playing almost as, like a traditional right winger in some senses. I mean, No, we've barely seen him in our own half, have we yet?
No, exactly. That's how he started his career as a young right-sided attacking midfielder for us in the under-23s.
Yeah.
So he has got the pedigree. He has been kind of coached, obviously, to add more defensive new to his strings, and he's obviously found his place in the side at fullback. But no, he's more than capable of playing a more advanced role.
We have just seen Johnson back in his own half to do a bit of defensive work because Ito again has escaped the attentions of Aaron Cresswell. Not for the first time tonight, simply done him for pace, played the ball in a low cross into the box, but West Ham mopping up nicely and averting the danger, much to Ito's chagrin as he shrugs and looks quite pained the fact that his excellent work didn't come to anything. Meanwhile, Manuel Lanzini is put on the deck. West Ham have a free kick 15 yards inside our own box, and ball's played to Manuel Lanzini. Short pass out wide to Dawson. Dawson looking for options back in to Lanzini. What can the Argentine do? Looking to play a through ball. It plays it short right to Johnson. Johnson, nothing on, goes down the line looking for Jared Bowen. Bowen, I think, is going to win a throw. And so West Ham over the throw on about 10 yards from the byline on the right-hand side. 33 minutes gone. The Hammers looking to break the deadlock, finding it very, very difficult to do so far. But as we said, the chances are beginning to come now. Yarmolenko cuts inside onto his left foot. Can't swing a crossing. Souček gives the ball away. And Genk looking to break. Now, this is where they could be dangerous, looking to counter, but it's a poor ball from the number 18, Onuachu, the big threat. And West Ham rebuild on the left-hand side. Vlasic, who's got the ball at the moment. We'll come to him in a minute, actually, Rio. With 33-33 on the timer. But it's a poor ball back to Declan Rice. And here we go again. It's Ito again. It really has been, at the focal point for all their attacks so far tonight. But keeping possession. The first time I've actually seen this, Rio, again, keeping the ball. But yeah, I'm just going to come back to Vlasic. We thought tonight was a real opportunity for him to go and show what he can do out there. But another one has been pretty quiet, hasn't really been involved to a great degree so far.
No, he's been pretty anonymous so far. For me, our biggest attacking threats come through Manuel Lanzini, who seems to be picking up the ball a bit more centrally, pulling the strings a little. Vlasic's been very quiet. It's a shame. I would have hoped he'd actually step up and excel tonight, but he seems to be finding his way still on his side.
Yes. Of course, it will take time to settle in. We went through this similar with Said Benrahma, didn't we? Where he, he took a while to settle, and we're only really beginning to see the best of the Algerian right now. But West Ham once again in possession. David O'Rourke says, fair play with the server upgrade team. Site is lightning fast. Cheers for the feedback, David. Plenty more of that throughout the night. Do let us know how you're getting on with the new server. Should be much, much better than the last one. Not something I'd look to do again in a hurry because it's a pain in the arse changing servers and hosts and all that sort of thing. But anyway, it's done now, and hopefully it'll be much better for you all. We are approaching half time. West Ham, Vlasic, I think it is, just been given offside, 20 yards from goal. With a little shot of Mikhail Antonio in the crowd there. I like this actually, Rio. I've got to say I like this. I like seeing the players who aren't playing in the crowd watching the game, even if they might look a little bit cheesed off because they're not out there or able to influence proceedings. But it's good, that, isn't it, to see? I mean, it kind of suggests a unity in the squad to see them backing up their teammates, supporting them.
Absolutely, it's something that has always been a part of our kind of club since I was going as a kid.
Yeah,
you always used to see the players not in the actual side at the time on the bench supporting us. It's really good to see. The biggest bonuses for that, for me, in supporting in the past, is when I remember a trip up to the baseball ground where I saw Stuart Robson, I think, and Martin Allen in the away section, and recently James Collins, when we went to the Emirates a couple of years back, sat 2 rows behind me. Always great to see the players in with the crowd supporting their team.
I wonder what that's like as an ex-player going to watch the team. I will just come back to that in a minute because Genk are looking to break on the left. A dangerous ball played in low into the air. Declan Rice is on hand to stick out a foot and turn it away from danger. Bongonda it was who played that low ball in. Bongonda, of course, had the ball in the back of the net after 10 minutes, but was ruled out offside, or at least he wasn't ruled out as offside. Ito was about 20 seconds earlier in the move. But corner's taken short. Looking to swing it in. It's on the left-hand side. Wongana still in possession, marshalled by Jared Bowen, played in short to Artiga. Artiga floats one into the far post, and this could be trouble. Oh, and it's so close. And it's that man, Onuachu. Again, the ball played in, delivered to the far post. Onuachu has risen like a salmon at the far post there. He's actually got above Areola. Areola has made a bit of a tit of himself. Get that one out of the way earlier. He's come out to try and punch the ball out and completely missed the ball. And Onuachu's got up there first. The header's looping. It looks certain to drop into the back of the net, but agonisingly for Genk. Fortunately for West Ham, it's dropped about a yard wide of our left-hand post and gone out for a goal kick. But yet another example, Rio, of that man Onuachu proving to be the danger man.
Yeah, he's. I've just seen it.
Yeah,
that's far too close for comfort.
I thought it was.
You would have thought Areola. He's not exactly the smallest player himself, is he?
No, that's it.
He's really got to kind of make that ball in, so at least get a fist on it, but nowhere near it. Kind of went a really half-hearted punch. Look, Anthony Joshua, it's so half-hearted. He's like punching like a T-Rex. He was doing.
Like it. Good one. 38 minutes gone. West Ham United nil. Genk nil. 7 minutes to go to half time. Possibly the best chance of the match so far, and certainly the closest anyone's come to legally putting the ball in the back of the net. Anyway, of course, Genk have already had the ball in the net. Rio, we were going to go to the forum about 10 minutes ago, weren't we? Did you have anything lined up for us?
Yeah. I'm trying to be pro tonight. I'm trying to be on me metal, you know. Right, yeah. So a couple of things here. Like Dodgers put this is Peaches. This is really poor. We're lucky to still be level. Everyone bar Souček and Rice have been absolutely awful. Simon Paul Thomas, going back to their comments about Vlasic, just put Vlasic is playing in his own head too much at the moment. He's trying too much hard to make an impact. It's nice to see his effort, but he needs to chill and bring himself into the game.
Just pause for a second there, Rio. Cresswell just swung a crossover from the left. Souček has got a header on it. It's well saved. The danger isn't away, though. Yarmolenko's inside the box, pulls the ball back for Lanzini. Lanzini trying a bit of trickery, can't find anything. It's a nice little touch from Yarmolenko to Johnson, but Johnson's well marshalled. Now, what can Lanzini do? Can he get this ball into the box? Plays it in low. Bowen, can he shoot? No, he can't. Turns it out wide to Cresswell. It's just behind the fullback, so he's had to turn back. And Genk can... and he's actually nuts to the defender there to give it to Vlasic, but it's come back. Ball played inside. West Ham looking to do something. It's fallen to Jared Bowen, tries the shot, deflected away for another corner for West Ham. Sorry, Rio, let's go back to what you were saying on the forum while we're waiting for that corner.
Yeah, so Bonzo Spear has put, we're just playing too many sloppy passes up front. Dodgers has put Bowen and Cresswell both shoot with their right foot. Both times the results aren't great. They need to use their left foot most of the time. Richard Slater put, Johnson seems to be struggling to get passes right. Cresswell's not been brought into play much on the other wing, and I'm not sure what Yarmo contributes because we're always lacking with him in attack. It's all a bit too slow from us. So, yeah, there's signs of a bit of a tension in the forum.
Could have been a bit of tension there. A Declan Rice not intercepted. Poor ball from Yarmolenko coming from a short Vlasic corner. Giving straight away, and Genk looked to break, but Declan Rice, imperious as always, just leaned over to his right-hand side, stuck out a toe and took the ball cleanly off the foot of a breaking Genk player who I can't remember who it was now, but brilliant stuff from Declan Rice once again. Referred to as a real Rolls Royce of a player by an Everton supporter in the opposition view this week, Rio. Fair enough?
I think that's a bit of an understatement. I think Rolls Royce isn't a good enough car anymore. He's a definite Bugatti Veyron for me nowadays.
Sounds good. 41 minutes gone. West Ham still looking for that breakthrough. We have a free kick 5 yards inside our own half. Vlasic it was who was impeded by Hainan, the captain of Genk tonight. Their number 8. It's played out wide to Dawson. As he crosses the halfway line, finds Ben Johnson lurking just inside the opposition half, plays it back to Yarmolenko. It's back in West Ham's half with Declan Rice, Hammers looking to build while nothing's really going on. Ria, let's go back to the forum. You was reading some posts out for us there.
Yep, certainly. Okay, Floydie Hammer. I think the criticism of Vlasic and Yarmolenko is already a bit harsh. Genk are well-drilled defensively, Bowen up front doesn't stretch the defence like Antonio does. So it's much harder for them to make an impact. They've been okay so far. Ariola has made some weird decisions, though. Danny Boyd AGL has put, Vlasic is tidy enough that every time he tries to beat a man, he gets beaten for pace and loses it. As it stands, we look like we've paid £30 million for a clone of Lanzini post-knee injury. So, yeah, it's a bit of varying opinions developing on Vlasic. Everyone can appreciate his quality on the ball, but he needs sharpening up a lot.
Are these not the arguments we heard last year about Saeed Benrahma? I mean, it's pretty much exactly the same thing, wasn't it?
It is indeed, yeah. As we know, it does take time to settle into the Premiership. Saeed come in. It took him a full season before he actually began to shine. Vlasic, I think it becomes, because he's got a £30 million price tag, international experience with Croatia, everyone thinks that these players are going to come in and instantly be world beaters. It doesn't work like that. He's come to a brand new country. I know he's played for Everton, but he didn't play much. Yeah, it's a learning curve for him as well as us.
Vlasic, he's on the ball now, and he's won a throw on right down by the corner flag on the left-hand side as West Ham look to break this. So maybe a late chance for the Hammers to perhaps do something before the half-time interval, 43 and a half minutes on the clock. The ball thrown back to Declan Rice. Rice looks up to see what options are on. Plays it short and simple. Craig Dawson outright to Ben Johnson. Same pattern as we've seen so often in this first half from West Ham, but nothing opening up at the moment. They're really going to have to try and prize Genk open here. And it's certainly, we're not going to be able to play a normal game of trying to hit the opposition on the counter. Not going to happen tonight. Genk are just going to sit deep and soak up as much pressure as they can. A long ball played out right to Johnson. A little gentle cushioned volley back to Souček, who plays it into Lanzini. Back to Ben Johnson. West Ham still keeping possession, but just nothing really doing. It's kind of reminiscent in a way of, hang on, now that's a decent ball. Played to Yarmolenko into Vlasic. Vlasic out to Cresswell, gets behind, plays the ball in. This is dangerous. Oh, and Van der Voort's come out to claim it. Low ball played in. Good West Ham move. Let's just have another look at this. It was Yarmolenko picked up the ball 20 yards from goal, played a little short ball into Vlasic, who played it across to Cresswell. Cresswell's, Cresswell's, it was a decent cross. It was a low one. It took a couple of deflections off of some Genk defenders, and Van der Voort really smartly down to just make sure it didn't come to anything. And West Ham just being frustrated here again, Rio.
Yeah, no, you've got to give it to Genk, because not only have their attack been threatening, they've dealt with anything we've thrown at them so far with pretty much aplomb. And the keeper done incredibly well there, nullified that little threat. But yeah, we've not really made that many inroads, but both up front and in defence, Genk are more than met our match at the moment.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's medicine kicking. Sorry.
We knew what you meant. Aaron Cresswell's just won a corner for West Ham. Tried to clip a ball in. It's taken a deflection and been put out for behind, and my stream has stopped. Have a little refresh. There we go. Fortunately, nothing's happened. The corner's not been taken. Cresswell it is again. It's going to be another outswinger. Diop lining up. Dawson, Souček, Yarmolenko, all poised on the edge of the box, going to try and get something on this. Overcomes the corner. Dawson goes up, gets the header, and it's in the back of the net, and West Ham are ahead. 1-0. Craig Dawson. Another set piece, Rio. Another set piece.
Another set piece. Another thing where I'm 45 seconds behind. I haven't seen the bloody thing yet, so I'm relying on you to.
It's definitely a goal. I can confirm there's no VAR, and
they've got a
challenge, and West Ham have scored.
So I presume this is going to be the thing.
It's a straightforward. I mean, I can too. It's a straightforward corner. Cresswell, the outswinger towards the edge of the box. Dawson just, he did it a little while ago. Got on the end of one, just getting up higher, getting up above Cuesta and Onuachu, interestingly, and winning the ball, getting up there first. The ball just kind of looping over Van der Voort, who couldn't get there. On the line was Haynen, the captain, but he couldn't climb high enough to keep it out. Despairing jump at the ball. I think he gets something on it, but can't prevent the ball from, it sort of comes off the back of his head as he jumps up and just goes into the back of the net. Craig Dawson putting West Ham ahead, Rio. And what a time to score that is in first half injury time. Changes the halftime tea talks completely for the managers.
Absolutely. As we just said, Genk have been absolutely kind of really impressive in the way they dealt with us. And for all the goals to concede, it's not the cleanest strike we've ever had from a set piece since we've started to excel at them. As you said, it's very loopy. The keeper almost kind of backpedaling and didn't really get anywhere near it. Very strange one to concede that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if his
defenders all in front of the keeper when the ball's delivered. I think I'm just looking at only 2 of our players actually go to attack the ball.
Yeah.
Dawson gets a loopy head on it, and defender on the line and the keeper both can't keep it out. I'm absolutely delighted they can't, but it's not the greatest goal we ever scored from a corner.
It certainly isn't, but they all count. West Ham, sorry, just turning the heat on. It's getting a bit chilly out in the cabin tonight. Half time, West Ham United 1. Genk 0. The goal coming in the first minute of added on time at the end of the first half. The Cresswell corner nodded home by Craig Dawson. Yeah, we've been really giving the goalkeeper praise, haven't we, so far tonight, young Van der Voort, but sort of fluffed his lines there a little bit, didn't he? Not quite sure what he was doing, being sort of in a bit of no man's land in a sense.
Yeah, it's a very strange one. I said, like, there's 5 Genk defenders. I mean, Dawson went to attack the ball. He was the only one really there. That's the only person they had to deal with. Didn't get the cleanest connections of it. Kind of looked up and very strange one. But as you said, they all count, and I'm never going to complain about our scoring. But of all the goals for us to score from set pieces like we have done over the last 18 months or so, that's probably the weakest one we've actually got.
Yeah, no question. But of course, they all count. All have the same memories. But I mean, it is a fabulous time to score a goal, isn't it? I mean, and we've seen, how many of these have we seen now, Rio? Goals coming at the end of the half. Manchester United, Leeds, Brentford, all at the end of the second half, of course, at the end of the match. But another one in first half injury time. And I guess that just goes to show that, at whatever level of football you're playing at, you've got to be switched on for the whole 90 minutes or 47 minutes in this case.
Yeah, you have to be switched on at all times. At top level, you cannot afford not to. I'm just still stunned by how soft that goal was. Looking it back, seeing it again.
Yeah.
5 or 6 defenders. Only really Dawson's attacked it. He's not even caught it cleanly. It is soft as anything. I really can't believe that one. Really can't.
No, it's a weird one. And especially the fact that we've been singing Onuachu's praises all night. And, there he is beaten by Dawson. And, not the only one. Dawson got rose above two very, very tall opponents to get something on that header. But, credit to Dawson. I mean, he's actually had a really decent first half, hasn't he? Hasn't really put a foot wrong. I know there was that one incident with Onuachu where he's kind of pushed Dawson to the ground, but he's done all right. As we said, it's really tough defending against a player of that size. Onuachu, 6'7", a monster of a player. But good half for the former Watford man, as they say. Yeah,
it's like, as you said, it's not easy defending against not only a player of the strength and the sheer brute force of that Onuachu, but also the pacing on around him, because Ito has been very lively. Thorse has been decent. And Craig isn't blessed with the greatest amount of pace, and nor is Aaron Cresswell. So you've got 2 of the back 4 who could really be vulnerable to any kind of pacey kind of threats. And he's done all right, Craig, and that goal will give him a lot of confidence. Just seeing the goal again, he actually gets a better connection than I thought, but he's rather loopy rather than direct the header. But Onuachu is probably at fault there because he's gone up to head the ball in front of him and he's completely missed it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Half time at the London Olympic Stadium. It is West Ham United 1, KRC Genk 0. We thought it would be level. Oh no, not so. The Hammers scoring that goal in the first of 2 added on minutes at the end of the half. Some halftime match stats for you now. Possession, West Ham, 65% to Genk's 35%. West Ham 6 shots, 2 of which were on target, including the goal, to Genk's 3, 1 of which was on target. 5 corners for the Hammers, the last of which led to that all-important decisive goal. 2 for Genk so far. West Ham committing 5 fouls, Genk committing 6. Very, very even, actually, Rio. And I've got to say, I'm quite surprised at how well. I mean, I shouldn't be really. I mean, they're a decent side with a great European pedigree, as you've pointed out in the first half of the stream. But I think they're the strongest side we've played so far in this competition. I'm very surprised, actually, that they lost 3-0 at home to Zagreb. I haven't seen the highlights of that game, but I might have to go back now and just see exactly what went wrong, because they certainly couldn't have played as well as they have done so far tonight to go down to Zagreb. Yeah,
very true, because what we saw of Zagreb was absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So been some strange results in our group already, because the only team that actually looks like comfortable has been us. But even we made heavy weather of the Vienna game, didn't we? Because
we did.
We kind of took our foot off the pedal and let them come into it, and they looked quite threatening in that second half.
Yeah,
it's some strange results, because every other side's beating each other, and we're the ones at the moment sitting quite pretty. So we just got to hope that we hold out tonight. If we have 9 points at the end of this evening, you've got to think that we're going to top this group and not have to go for the extra round of qualifying, extra round of qualifying, because with our small squad, a lot of football to be played still this season, we could do without them 2 games.
Yeah, certainly could. It's all going swimmingly well so far for West Ham. As Rio said, 2 wins out of 2 so far. And on our way, perhaps, to a third. Certainly a decent end to that first half, which was quite difficult. Let's have a little look around the rest of Europe to see what's going on elsewhere in the Europa League tonight. Now, of course, there's also been a couple of results earlier this week. Tuesday night, Celtic beat Ferencváros 2-0, a much needed win for the boys. They had to get that win, and a fantastic game yesterday in Russia, where Leicester beat Spartak by 4-3. All 4 goals being scored by a player that we were also looking at in the summer, not dissimilar in stature to Onuachu. Obviously, not quite as tall, but a player of some class and pedigree. Tonight, anyway. There was a couple of games earlier. Rapid Vienna, which of course is the other game in our group. This was a bit of a shock, really. Rapid Vienna beating Zagreb 2-1 earlier tonight over there in Austria, which kind of really, that really opens up the group, doesn't it, Rio, for us? Genk, of course, only 3 points from 2 games so far, and Zagreb now 3 points from 3 games. Rapid Vienna 3 points from 3 games, I think, haven't they? Because they lost to Genk. So as it stands, if we were to win this one tonight, we're 6 points clear with only 3 games to go. So I would imagine David Moyes would be delighted with that position if that was the case. You'd
be absolutely delighted to walk away with the result as it is now, because, like I say, 9 points, everyone else on 3. We're sitting pretty, and we, as I said, we really don't need them extra 2 games of qualifying.
Yeah.
So things are looking incredibly good in our first real crack at the Europa League. And no, it's not been pretty tonight, but we're in front. Let's just be sensible and not do any stupid mistakes. Just keep our shape, keep our discipline, keep Onuachu and Ito at bay, and come out of this with 3 more points, and we're laughing. We really are laughing.
Are you surprised at that result in Austria?
I'm not, because Zagreb in that first game were absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
And Vienna did show a little bit of fight against us in more ways than one, obviously. But on the pitch, they showed a little bit of fight. As soon as we allowed them to play a little bit, they had a little bit of ability there. And you don't qualify for this competition if you're an awful side. You've earned it for your domestic league. And we all know that there's a lot of strong teams here. So I'm not 100% surprised. I'm just absolutely delighted, because everyone else picking points off each other makes our job a little bit easier. Yeah,
it certainly does. One thing that is kind of interesting from that game, that Marco Grul, who is, of course, Vienna's leading goal scorer, probably the most talented player, was left on the bench when they came to London a couple of weeks ago, and yet there he is, opened the scoring for Vienna after 9 minutes. Orsic, again, probably one of Zagreb's most talented players, levelling after 24 minutes, but Hoffman scoring what ultimately proved to be the final goal of the game after just 34 minutes to give Vienna that really, really important win for them, and one that kind of keeps them in contention, I guess. But just having a little look around the rest of the Europa League, Real Betis and Leverkusen, that one finished 1-1 earlier this afternoon. Lazio held to a goalless draw by Marseille. That was a bit of a disappointment, really. We'd like to have seen a few goals in that one. Fenerbahce 2, Antwerp 2. The Genk's compatriots doing a good job over there in Turkey. Ludogorets beaten by Braga 1-0 at home. Midtjylland, who actually have a link, I think, with Onuachu, because I think I've got a feeling that's where he came from. They were held by, I can never get this. Is it Crvena Zvezda? 1-1 in Denmark earlier this evening. Now, some half-time scores from the rest of the Europa League this evening. Sparta, Prague 2-1 ahead against Lyon, which is probably a little bit of a shock. Sturm Graz 0, Real Sociedad 0. Also over in Austria, West Ham, of course, 1 up against Genk. Lokomotiv Moscow and Galatasaray goalless at the moment, as is Napoli versus Legia Warsaw. PSV being beaten at the moment by Monaco, a goal behind in Holland or the Netherlands. Rangers have had some dreadful results so far in Europe already this year. 2-0 ahead against Brøndby in their UEFA League time. Finally, Eintracht Frankfurt 2, Olympiacos of Greece 1 at halftime. So lots of goals being scored. Let's come back to this one, though, at the London Olympic Stadium. It is West Ham United 1, Genk 0 at halftime. Let's just take you through a few of the highlights. Now, let's go back to the 10th minute, Rio. Bongonda actually had the ball in the net, didn't he, for the visitors? But play was brought right back. Ito, wasn't it, who was proved to be offside? Or was he? Or was he offside?
I'm still inconclusive about that. As I said during the commentary, if that had been given against us, I've been absolutely livid. That it's too close to call. And I thought since the changes to VAR over the summer, the attackers might get a bit more of a benefit of a doubt with that one, because it's not clear and obvious. But we got away with that, I think. Definitely think we got away with that one.
I totally agree. I think we were very, very lucky. And even having seen it back a little bit later, I'm still not convinced he was offside at all. So very, very lucky. Thomas Souček, we had that little golden spell, didn't we, a few minutes after? Kind of frustrated for the first 15 or 20 minutes, almost like the complete opposite of the weekend at Goodison Park. But after 20 minutes, Souček had a header well saved. There was that opportunity for Souček to put the ball into Yarmolenko, which he fired across the goal instead of just dinking it really onto Yarmolenko's head, which probably would have been a better option. Aaron Cresswell had a shot, that scuffed effort. That brilliant through ball from Lanzini that eventually found its way to Cresswell, who scuffed the effort. Sign of things to come, perhaps. 31 minutes, Dawson with a header just over the bar before Onuachu. Probably Genk's best moment of the half, apart from the disallowed goal, of course. Onuachu had that header that just looped inches wide of the post after Areola kind of sold himself, Rio, and sort of came left his line and was beaten to it. And I'm never sure of a goal. I kind of see this a lot with Jordan Pickford, and when we saw it again, didn't we, the other day? Never quite sure of a goalkeeper who comes out and bearing in mind you've got the advantage of the extra couple of feet of putting your arms up to be beaten by a header. All right, fair enough. Onuachu 6'7". He's a big lad. He's a big fella. He can get up high. He can jump. But poor that really from Areola. Would expect better.
Definitely. When you say Onuachu's like a big lad, 6'7", isn't Areola 6'6"?
I've no idea.
Not exactly dwarfed by him, I don't think. And but as you said, if you've got the advantage of using your arms, and goalkeepers are still a largely protected species, go anywhere near them, and 99% of the time the fouls will be given. So just go with your arms, punch the ball. Yeah. If you're not comfortable catching it, and you think you're being put your team in danger by going for the catch, just get a punch on it. But he punched like and it's another thing Jordan Pickford does as well, isn't it? Yep. He doesn't come with a full extended arm to punch the ball out. It's all very close to his body, and keepers at that level should not be doing it.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. Very lucky West Ham just escaping there. And of course, Souček had a header 5 minutes from the end of the half. Cresswell's corner eventually nodded home by Dawson. I think we've got a change. I'm just seeing. Yeah, we've got Mujade. I think that is number 3 coming. I'm not quite sure who he's replacing. Just waiting for confirmation of that from the TV, but it's definitely a change for Genk. It's Cuesta, Sadiq, Mujade Sadiq, who's wearing his first name, replacing number 46, who was Cuesta at the break. I didn't really see a lot of Cuesta in the first half, Rio. Did you spot
No, we
much of him?
didn't really test him that much, did we? And didn't see a lot of them. A lot of him. So I presume, because they did quite well in the first half, I presume it's a technical move by the was it Van der Dum or something like that, the manager?
Bless you. We're underway anyway. Talking of that, I've just seen Hobo as writing on the live chat says Onuachu, he'd be a signing not to be sneezed at. Get out, son. Get out. Go on, off to your room. Dreadful punnery.
Haven't you got something for this kind of occasion, Gro?
Go on, son. Early shower for you. Look, we have the whistle, the referee's whistle, no less. There. Well, thank you, Rio. I'd forgotten all about that. Looking for an opportunity to use it, and there it is. Hobo, off you go. Terrible punnery. Anyway, back to the game. 46 minutes, minute and a half gone in the second half. West Ham United leading Genk by 1-0. The goal coming in the first minute of added on time at the end of the first half by Craig Dawson, leaping high, rising high to convert an Aaron Cresswell header. The ball's in West Ham's half. Anyway, the Hammers looking to... David O'Rourke says, in the second half, every time UTJ or Rio says, Onuachu, say, God bless you, and take a shot, swig of beer, I'm going to smiley face. Terrible, you lot. Terrible. Shocking. West Ham looking to break on the right-hand side. Ben Johnson playing the ball down the line to Andrei Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko turns, comes inside, looks for options, does a little bit of trickery with the feet, just lays it back to Souček. Souček inside to Manuel Lanzini. Little step over from Lanzini, plays it short to Issa Diop. Issa Diop switches the ball out left to Cresswell. Cresswell looking for options. Perhaps Vlasic plays it down the line, looking for Jared Bone, but it's too strong and it's out for a goal kick. What are we expecting in this second half, Rio? Do you think West Ham are going to go for the jugular and perhaps try and get a couple more, or just sort of sit on this and try and soak up what Genk have got to offer?
I think we're just going to sit back and soak up what Genk are going to throw at us a little bit. There is no point in going gung-ho from the word go. We're in control in terms of scoreline. We don't need to do anything silly. Let's just see. Let's just alter the dynamics, because they're the ones who have to have the impetus and coming at us rather than them sitting back and trying to pick us off. So if we can play this a little bit cagey, a little bit cleverly, we should be all right.
Hobo says it's a long time since anyone's whistled at me. Very good. Very good. The ball's in West Ham's half at the moment. How are we doing on that forum, chaps? Let us know. Let us know on the live chat that everything's going okay. I do hope it is anyway. If it's running smoothly for you. It seemed to be okay when I had a look at half time. I know Rio was in there as well. But anyway, Genk breaking down the right-hand side. The boys with number 77, Presido, plays it back inside to Ita. Ita in the channel, looking for Torsvet. Torsvet plays it back. Still looking to do something with it, but the ball's played back. It's come all the way back to the halfway line now. Genk pretty much doing what West Ham were doing for much of the first half, just keeping possession. Really, the first time we've seen them play like this. Kind of backing up what Rio was saying there about them trying to get on the ball a bit more. Onuachu's looked to win the ball, but it's a poor touch, and West Ham able to regain possession, which is immediately ceded with a long ball into the opposition half. 49 minutes gone. West Ham United 1, Genk 0. Looking at that bench, Rio, we haven't. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, we did sort of say on I was saying on Twitter earlier this week that it looked like Harrison Ashby might be involved, because there was a couple of posts that you know, he showed of himself on Twitter of him training with the first team, giving some sort of indication that he'll be playing. Been playing really well for the 23s this year as young Ashby, and of course has been given the nod to play for the Scottish under-21s as well this year. I think it's possible we might see a bit of him this year.
You'd hope so. I think he might be a victim of his own position though, because he's predominantly a right-sided right back, isn't he? Sorry.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 people to compete with at least.
Yeah, it's a tough position to come into, isn't it? At the moment,
Yeah.
You couldn't think it any worse.
All them years we struggled to have one decent right back, we've now got a plethora of them. Like with that,
I wonder if he can play up front.
I'm sure we can coach that. Don't worry about that.
Shots just coming from Genk. It's deflected. Areola was initially wrong-footed. Fortunately, the deflection took the sting out of the shot. I'm just trying to see who it was who had the effort from the replay. I think it might have been, it was Torsfet, one of the players that we outlined as being a threat. But Areola down smartly to save that. I think that's the first shot actually of the second half, and it's come from the visitors. West Ham not really showing any great urgency right now, Rio, as you would perhaps expect. Having that's all admittedly small cushion, but a cushion nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, that the way this game's going to pan out is altered completely. Genk are now the ones who have to come at us.
Yep.
Obviously, the way the groups lie at the moment as well, it's if they get a goal, right? If they come forward, attack us, pull up a point here, they're in a prime position out there. Dare I say it, the also round in this group.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just to further what Rio's saying there, for those of you that weren't here at half-time, if this result stays like this tonight, West Ham will be 6 points clear at the top of the group with only 3 matches left to play. Excuse me. All the other teams would be on 3 points each if the Hammers can hang out and win this one, which would, of course, be a massive, massive boost. And, you think an opportunity, Rio, for David Moyes to perhaps give the likes of Harris and Ashby and some of the other youngsters. Dan Chester's, of course, in the lineup. So another play, Dan, also another one who's played really well for the 23 so far this season. Yeah,
and there's an attacking midfielder, another little option to add to our wealth of attacking players. If we did manage to secure the top spot early doors in this group, the likes of Chester's, Ashby, Jamal Baptiste. It's an ideal opportunity to bring him into the first team picture, give him some really good European experience.
Very much so. Just seen a ball floated in from the left-hand side from Genk. It's gone all the way out to the far side where Ito's picked it up. He's up against Cresswell, who's backtracking at the moment, but does a good job. Keeps the ball out, but it's spun away from Cresswell's foot and it's out for a corner. Is that Genk's first corner of the half? I think they had 2 in the first half. Yeah, 2 in the first half, so their third corner of the game. So another real test for the Hammers here. Rio, you know the danger man is going to be. It's going to be swung in for Onuachu, isn't it? This bless you. This corner, no doubt, once again.
If they don't, they've been playing the wrong game all season, to be honest.
Well, it's swung in and it's actually put in at sort of chest height. It's a dreadful corner, really, when you've got a 6'7" giant in the box waiting for it, and West Ham managed to play the ball out and actually get their foot on the ball for the first time in about 3 or 4 minutes, really. Genk, it's interesting. Just looking at, well, just stick with this for a minute because Cresswell's got the ball on the left. He's making a run forward now, 25 yards from goal. Little ball inside for Vlasic. Vlasic plays it back to Cresswell. This could be dangerous. Cresswell's inside the box, looks to curl one in round the back, but it's deflected away for a corner for West Ham from Prasada. I was just going to say there, Rio, actually, watching Genk, they seem to be a good 20 yards further up the pitch when West Ham are in possession this half. So definitely a tactical shift by the manager there at half time.
Absolutely, and hopefully it'll give us space to exploit in behind because the game's going to get more congested in midfield. So the opportunity for us to kind of hit the ball in behind their defence, something over the top for Jarrod Bowen to run onto. Opportunities were open up for both sides, I think.
This was the corner where West Ham scored from in the first half. It's put on exactly the same spot. It's Suchek who's trying to get up there this time. It's deflected away, but West Ham still have possession. Yarmolenko cuts inside on his left, always in that favourite position. He's unleashed one from just outside the box. How many times have we seen him at club and international level stick that one in the back of the net from there? But unfortunately, on this occasion, It's about 3 yards over the box, and it's away to safety for a goal kick. But, you know, I mean, every time you see Yarmolenko pick up the ball, that's where you want to see him get it, isn't it, Rio? In that situation, cutting in from the right-hand side and, you know, putting one into the far corner.
It's a trademark move for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's sometimes when it comes off, it's an absolute joy to behold. We saw in the Euros he hit an absolute belter. We've seen him do it at Russ a few occasions. Just that, sadly, injuries and taking their toll. The pace of the Premiership isn't really necessarily suited to him.
Yeah.
So we don't see it as often as we like. But there's something about Yarmolenko I've always kind of liked, and I'd be absolutely delighted if he could notch a couple on our European path to glory in Seville next May, which we're going to win.
Yeah, fingers crossed. You never know. He's had a tough run, hasn't he, with injuries? I mean, you know, jokes and stuff aside, it's been really difficult. He came in, for a big fee, 17 million, I think it was, that we paid for him, and just never really had a settled run in that team, has he, at all?
No. Come in, he got another injury pretty early on in his West Ham career, and just things that always stop and start with him. And I don't think it's no fault of his own. His pedigree is really good. You don't play for Borussia Dortmund unless you're a good player. You don't score that many goals at international level unless you're a decent player. It's just a shame that the way his career's panned out.
44, I think, he's on now for the Ukraine, which is just 4 behind Shevchenko, who is their record goal scorer at international level. So you'd certainly think he's going to exceed that, beat that at some time. Vlasic on the ball, clever little turn, looks to get to the byline. Fouled. West Ham have a free kick, a very, very dangerous position. This is just to the left of the penalty box. Vlasic is failed, and it's quite there's not really much in it, to be fair. He's kind of balked that one a little bit, but it's a free kick nonetheless to West Ham. Really one that would probably suit a right footer if you're looking to aim one in, but Cresswell's gone over to it, so this will probably be held up and attacked from the edge of the 6-yard box. Already lining up, we see Souček, the usual suspect, Souček, Dawson. Yarmolenko has his shoulders on Dawson as they have a little word with each other. And we'll see what happens. Rice is hovering over this one as well, probably fancying a shot. I don't think he's going to take it. I think Cresswell will take it. It's gone to Cresswell, and it's in the back of the net, and it's 2. And this time, it's Issa Diop. West Ham 2, Genk 0. Set pieces 2, Genk 0. Pick that out.
Again, my stream hasn't caught up enough. I'm just watching now.
It's so disappointing, isn't it, when you know a goal's coming in some way? I mean, you can prepare for it, but it's not quite the same as that instant rush you get. The ball's, it's, as I said, it's just put on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's meat and drink, really, for Issa Diop. He's just risen above number 8, Hainan, and also got to say it again, Onuachu, I think, was supposed to be marking him, and he's completely left him for dust. Issa Diop, and Issa, who's barely had a thing to do this evening, has got a great header on it. It's hit the underside of the crossbar, just managed to creep over the line. Van der Vaart, no chance, well beaten. West Ham United 2, Genk 0, the Hammers on their way to victory number 3.
Yeah, fantastic. This is exactly what we needed. Let's get through this group. Let's get through this group as winners. Let's take the foot off the pedal, give the kids a bit of opportunity. I've just seen the goal now. Great delivery by Cresswell. Good run by Diop. As you say, you got in between the 2 defenders.
Rio. We've just scored another one.
Oh, you're tough.
It's 3-0.
I'll give up.
I'm sorry to butt in, but Jared Bowen's just banged one in. Genk have lost possession pretty much straight from the kickoff. West Ham have stolen it, and Jared Bowen has gone down the right-hand side and just sent one. It's a great effort, and it's West Ham United 3. I'm still writing my notes from the second goal. Haven't even put those down yet. And we're in the 59th minute, and that's game over. You'd have to say, Rio. Yeah,
I'm just watching now. Winning possession in top of Genk half. Bowen surges forward, 3-0. Well, I'm just annoyed I'm not bloody there, to be honest. Because I can actually see the goals in real time. But
it's Yarmolenko. Sorry, Rio. It's Yarmolenko, isn't it, who nips in and wins the ball back. And it's actually a very Yarmolenko-esque finish from Bowen, cutting in from the right-hand side. And then it's actually really, really poor goalkeeping. Got to say, Van der Voort, I think he's got to do better with that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We were celebrating the second goal still, and it's 3-0 now for the Hammers, and surely that's game over.
Yeah. Also, I've just seen the goal and the replay of it. They're just panning around in the crowd and showing one of my best friends, full glory. I think about to see him for another couple of weeks to give him some grief, but yeah, he needs a shave. Let's put it that way. Dean, you need a shave, mate.
I don't suppose Dean will be too bothered right now. He'll be celebrating that one. Is that where you'd be sitting normally, Rio? Is that your area of the ground?
No, I'm behind the goal. Mate, Dean, I've known him about 30 odd years. He sits right in the corner. He's on prime TV position when they go to the corner flag. So yeah, I'm just getting them not there, mate. I know. As much as I love doing this for you and doing this whole thing,
not the same though, is it? Not the same.
It's bitter for me at the moment.
Genk are falling apart right now. Manuel Lanzini's just burst into the box and a last-ditch tackle. I mean, the Genk manager is looking absolutely aghast at what is unfurling before his eyes right now. His game plan. So, well, Yarmolenko's back. This shot is 4. Oh, Vlasic, it's a great chance, but it's a really good block, actually. Vlasic, 8 yards from goal, pulls the trigger, but it was a certain goal, surely, if the block hadn't come in, but it's good defending. I'm not sure who it was who did that, but Genk had just fallen to pieces, Rio. It's it's a collapse, absolute collapse of Tottenham-esque proportions, this one.
Well, the thing is, they come with a game plan to hit us on a break and do what we normally do to teams. They've had to alter the dynamic going in. That goal just for half time has altered the dynamic the way they've got to play. And they just haven't coped at all, have they? As soon as we weathered that little bit of storm in the second half, they're all at sea. And, this is going to turn out to be a really comfortable win for us. And it's absolutely vital. As we keep going on about, getting through this group as winners is absolutely paramount. And at the moment, the other side's taking points off each other. It's painting their hands. I think the next game is the reverse fixture in Genk, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
If we can negotiate that, I think even with a point, we're still in prime position. We should sail through this.
Aaron Cresswell out on the left, looking for options. Curls one into the box. It's just headed out from danger, and West Ham have a throw-in 6 yards from the byline on the left-hand side. Genk at 6s and 7s, all at sea at the moment. The Belgians just have absolutely fallen apart. The away fans are on the TV at the moment and look distraught, quite frankly, probably wondering why the hell they bothered right now, having watched what they've seen. It just shows, Well, hang on, let's just stick with this now because Rice has the ball, plays it out on the left to Cresswell, plays it into the box, clever little ball into Lanzini, plays it into Bowen. Bowen goes for the return, and Lanzini tries to get there, but this time Van der Voort is down smartly to say. They started so well, didn't they, Rio, as well? That sort of opening 5-10 minutes or so of that the second half, they looked better. We barely got a foot on the ball, and yet 2 goals in a space of 90 seconds, it's game over.
Yeah, it's. I think it's the changing the dynamics. As soon as we exploited a bit of an error, game over, and they can't cope. They can't seem to have that mentality to regroup and do what they did so well in the opening half and that early part of the second half. They're all completely all at sea, and it's great for us. I've just seen a stat on the forum. Apparently, we're the only unbeaten. Sorry, not the unbeaten. The only team in the European competition with a 100% record.
Wow.
So watch us concede 4 goals now and ruin that stat.
I was just going to say, we sat here confidently against Arsenal last year, didn't we? What was the game after it? I forget now. And 3-0 up, coasting, giving it the large, as you say, and I don't see Genk getting it back though. This isn't another Arsenal, is it? Surely. No,
definitely not. I know what I've just seen. Obviously, I'm still about a minute behind you, but Ben Johnson fire one in across the box. They're playing some nice football. Their defensive shape has completely gone. Yarmolenko's getting on the ball a bit more. Lanzini as well. We're playing some nice football. We're causing problems. There's only been one winner. The only thing I like to do at the moment, I'd actually give Declan and Thomas the night off now. And as I say that, I just see Mark Noble and Ryan Fredericks warming up. I think Fredericks going to come on. But yeah, they've done their shift. We're 3-0 up. We're not going to lose this game. Let's give them I know it's only 25 minutes or so. Let's give him a little bit of a break.
Well, we might have to just hold fire on that one for him because Craig Dawson is actually down, clutching the front of his right ankle. He's back on his feet now and hobbling a little bit. I think he's going to be okay. Not quite sure what happened there, but obviously took a little knock. But yeah, it certainly looks like Fredericks and Noble are about to come on. I think it's a great shout, actually, Rio. You know, the game's all but over now, and a good opportunity. I mean, why not even throw, young Harrison out there, maybe give him a go. But I suppose if you've got Fredericks, he's the more senior right back of the two, isn't he? That come on. Yeah. So and he's done well, hasn't he? Actually, in his fleeting appearances so far this season, I think Fredericks has looked really good. Really unfortunate to get injured against Man United, wasn't it, when he went down the bank?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, as you said, when he stepped in this season, he's been pretty exemplary. And to be honest, towards the tail end of last season when he played, that game particularly up at Villa, when him and Soufal did the double team job on Grealish, one of his best performances in the West Ham shirt. And when he has been called upon the last year or so, he's not put a foot wrong.
Yeah. Excellent backup option to have anyway. Third choice at the moment, obviously, with the emergence of Ben Johnson. But good stuff anyway. Good depth. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, isn't it? We all those years we struggled for right back, and now we've got Soufal, Johnson, Fredericks, Harrison, Ashby coming through. Scottish under 21. It's all looking very, very rosy at fullback. Dan, good to see you on the stream, buddy, and thank you for the update on the forum saying that KUMB is running beautifully tonight, posting absolutely spot on. Good to hear. That's what we want to hear. Torsvet's just unleashed a bit of a thunderbolt from about 20 yards, just pulled the trigger. I think a slightly frustrated effort. It's over the bar, but it's not too far over. But Alphonse Areola never troubled at any point. And I think we're going to see some substitutions. It is indeed Declan Rice about to be replaced. I would assume this is young Mark Noble coming onto the pitch right now. Declan getting a standing ovation, rightly so as well. He's been absolutely outstanding, of course, for West Ham so far this season and England. And it's Mark Noble. He's his mentor, essentially, coming on to take his place for the last 24 minutes. Just waiting to see if there's another substitution going to be made. Yeah, Cresswell. That's interesting, actually. Cresswell is coming off for Fredericks. Don't think we saw that one coming, Rio.
No, it's understandable. We've got a big game at the weekend, haven't we? And
that might be Johnson going on the left, maybe.
Yeah, that's you would have thought so. Aaron's played every game, every minute so far this season. Probably needs a little bit of a rest himself.
Yeah.
Because Arthur has not been in the first team picture at all, has he? I don't think he's played 1 minute of football this season.
No, it's a very good point. No, he made those appearances, didn't he, for the 23s when we all thought he was going to be coming back into the into the team. But no, I think you're right. He's not featured at all, is he? I get the feeling that Moyes doesn't fancy him at all, which wouldn't make him any different to a lot of our fans anyway. One of those players, isn't he? A bit Marmite. He's young, well, not so young anymore. Arthur Masuaku. Midway through the second half, they've just said on the stream. Indeed, we are 67 minutes 37 seconds gone. It's West Ham United 3, Genk 0. The Hammers scoring 3 goals in the space of 15 match minutes, scoring in the 46th minute, the first minute of added on time, 58th minute and the 59th minute. So really just taking the game away from the visitors in that short spell, and it's sort of party time for the Hammers now. Genk are on the ball, looking to try and do something. The ball's played out onto the left-hand side. West Ham scurrying back in numbers. The cross comes over. It's far, far too deep, and Ito picks it up. It's actually, no, it is Fredericks is out on the left-hand side, so I don't know if they'll change. But anyway, the cross has come in. It's aimed towards the right. She's pulled it back. It's a real opportunity for Torsvet. He's completely scuffed it. 8 or 9 yards out. I mean, it was a real gilt-edged opportunity for Genk to pull one back there, but he's completely fluffed his lines, and West Ham in possession. I don't know if they'll change Rio, but slightly surprised to see Fredericks just go straight out to the left-hand side, but I don't suppose it really matters too much now, does it?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Ryan play there a couple of times before. He's not letting anyone down. I think where Ben's been playing such a regular part on that side of the pitch as well, why alter the dynamics even further? Why not?
Well,
why change them around too much?
Yeah, I think that's the salient point, isn't it? If you're making one change, just stick to one rather than, why make it two if it's you don't need to. We're 3-0 up. Johnson's been playing really well, and it makes sense. But yeah, we're just coming up to the 70-minute mark now. West Ham just in cruise control at the moment, heading for 3 wins out of 3 in the Europa League, and an unassailable, one would assume, lead at the top of the group. As I said before, win here tonight puts us 6 points clear of any of our rivals, all of whom will be on 3 points each, with only a possible 9 points left to go, which means if West Ham were to win in Genk, it's almost the chance of them being overtaken, very, very slim. It's taken an astonishing collapse for West Ham not to win the group if they were to go to Belgium and win that one. But yeah, the Hammer's looking to build. Rio, should we dive into the forum and just see what people are saying? I imagine once again it's jubilation, not just because people can actually connect and post tonight, but because West Ham are 3-0 ahead.
Yep, most definitely. Where we go here. There was a bit of a descent in the ranks earlier. Brother Nero's, but this thread has been utterly delightful. So many old moans and digs. But here we are, 3-0 up and looking like getting more. Johnny Burns Boots has put a little bit of a technical quote on. Dawson's goal was forced Genk to play further up the pitch and give us more room to play in behind them. Given the chances. Sorry.
No, sorry, I was just agreeing with you. I'm just guessing. Sorry.
Given the chances they had in the first half, maybe they'd be playing a little bit deeper still and catching us on the break. Peaches put amazing. As soon as we show a little bit of pace and intent, a little bit of intensity, they can't come close to playing with us. And Steve Potts goal reel, he's the one who pointed out with that particular stat. We're the only Europa team with 100% record at the moment.
Wow.
And Dodger, get in. Right tactics at last. Win corners, win free kicks, cross them in the box, repeat.
3 goals from set pieces in the last 2 games for the Hammers. And it was months prior to that, or we were on that sort of rich vein of form from, corners. But anyway, it's all beginning to come together nicely. I'm still trying to get the grips of it, Rio, to be honest with you. This is just so unlike, West Ham that you or I or anyone of our generation has ever really known, isn't it? To be so consummately professional and look so comfortable, throughout the pitch. It's and with a squad as well, not just a good first team, but a decent squad. It's strange, isn't it? Strange.
It is a complete alien concept to me at times, and also the scoring from set pieces. I think the stat was we scored 15 times last season with set pieces.
Yeah,
I don't think we scored 15 in the 30 odd years I've been going to West Ham. It's just completely alien. But yeah, the professionalism, the way we've actually got game management in us as well now. I noticed that towards the end of one of the games in the season. We killed the clock. We run the game down.
Yeah,
utterly professional, and we just don't do that. As a club, Moyes and his coaching staff have instilled something in us which has been sadly lacking for far too long. And long may it continue. Yeah,
certainly. Genk made a couple more substitutions, and I think this is an indication that they too see that the game's gone now, because Onuachu, clearly their biggest threat, has been substituted. It's been replaced by Ugbo and Bongonda, who had the ball in the net after 10 minutes. Fortunately for West Ham, it was ruled out for offside. Has been replaced by Trezor. So, I mean, what's your verdict on Onuachu, Rio? We saw him at the start. He looked genuinely threatening. I guess, I mean, you mentioned that, it had been said that he perhaps wasn't that great with the ball at his feet. I guess that's kind of been borne out a little, isn't it, from what we've seen? Looked really threatening, a real danger in the air, but I haven't seen a lot of him, with a lot of him with the ball at his feet. And, that kind of makes a lot of sense. I get the feeling if he was a West Ham player, it'd be quite frustrating for our fans to watch. Maybe almost. I mean, you mentioned Benteke came through their youth system. Perhaps certain similarities, between the two of them in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, his most telling contribution has been defensively, because he's made 2 lapses in concentration.
Yeah,
and he's been caught out twice from set pieces.
Yeah.
As an attacking force, obviously the pace, the power, the strength, that absolutely shines through. But his lack of composure, his deficiencies with the ball at feet, it's telling why he's still playing at this level rather than a bigger side and a different, stronger European league.
Ito's just swung a very, very dangerous cross into the box from the right-hand side, but West Ham have defended it really, really well to avert the danger. I'm just trying to see who it was coming in. I think it was the substitute, and I'm struggling a bit here to to see who it was. Number 21, whoever number 21 was. Not sure who it was, but anyway, it's actually gone out for a goal kick for West Ham, so no danger for the Hammers. Yeah, it's kind of a bit of possession now, Rio, isn't it? You know, the game's gone for the opposition 3-0. It's just a question of, can West Ham score any more, or can they grab a consolation? I guess.
Yeah, I think it's just for us to kind of see this game out now. 3-0 up, looking comfortable. There's no real threat coming from Genk. Like, nothing that's really going to worry us at the moment. Let's just see it out. Let's instill that professionalism that we've just mentioned. Just see this game out. We don't have to do anything silly.
Slight error there from Mark Noble. Ball bouncing off his shin and going behind the goal for a corner to Genk. So an opportunity for the visitors to perhaps get that consolation goal. You wouldn't really... I don't think they've really deserved it, but you certainly wouldn't, be too disappointed, I guess, if they got one at this stage. But anyway, it'd be nice to keep a clean sheet. It's an in-swinger, swung in, and Areola does much, much better on this occasion and goes out to the edge of his 6-yard box, pulls it into his chest. Got to say, there's a bit of Winston Reid in Areola, don't you think? Physically,
yeah.
I mean, in the appearance, you're not having that, no?
Not 100% convinced. I'll have a look at that one again.
Have a look when you see him close up. Definitely
I've never seen Winston Reid punch like a bloody T-Rex. Let's put it that way.
76 minutes gone. West Ham United 3, Genk 0. We're rapidly approaching the final. Well, we are in the final stages pretty much of this game as my whistle goes for a walk off the desk. Genk pretty much controlling the game now. West Ham just content to sit back and soak up the pressure. No need to overexert at this stage. The ball played out to the right-hand side to Preciado. Stood up by the substitute, Ryan Fredericks. The cross comes in, it's poor, and West Ham able to regain possession, but still stuck in our own third of the pitch, trying to escape, unable to do so at present. Great performance. I mean, it's a bit early to sort of talk about the game as a whole right now, Rio, but, it is pretty much over. And we kind of killed it off, didn't we, with those 2 goals in 90 seconds, as we said we were still talking about the second goal and celebrating when Jarrod Bowen went and grabbed a third. Don't see that often, but it's nice when it happens.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I said we did struggle a little bit at the start of the game. Genk had the game plan, using their pace, nearly caught us out on a couple of occasions. And that was a pretty fair game in the first half, weren't they? But them 2 quick goals, either side of half time. Then the third one, even quicker. And yeah, it's game over. There's no doubt about the way this game's going to end up. It's comfortable. It's pedestrian almost now. Yeah.
Ito's just had a chance, just turn inside the box and try to shoot, but brilliantly marshalled by Issa Diop, who does a great job to prevent the shot coming in. Really good block. What do you make of Diop's performance tonight, Rio? I mean, he's another one who's a little bit Marmite, isn't he? Some people think that, he's just not good enough for the Hammers. Had his best spell a couple of years ago. Hasn't had an awful lot to do tonight. What he's had to do, he's done admirably, and of course scored that all-important second goal that made all the difference. What's your verdict on what you've seen?
I've actually been quite impressed with him. Now, as we know, Onyatu, massive unit, very strong. He's dealt with him quite well in conjunction with Dawson. The pair of them handling quite well. In terms of attacking sense, Onyatu not really had a clear-cut chance, has he?
Yeah.
Diop. When the ball needed to be won, he's won it. He's looked reasonably comfortable, and the goal, nice on the cake.
Yeah, totally. I like him. I've got to say I like him. And I really
Yeah.
hope he does well, because he's taken a lot of stick. I think a lot of it unnecessarily. I think I think it's that West Ham thing in a way that we've always got to have one villain in the squad. You think there's always been one. I think Andy Impey was one that sort of stands out in my mind for from many years ago. But I get the feeling he's a bit like that now, and I'm always really pleased to see him do well. So great stuff for him. Looks like West Ham are about to make a couple of changes as my stream dies on me yet again. Looks like Fornals and Said Benrahma are about to come on, which I'm quite surprised at. Obviously they're going to be fit and fresh. They're only going to play 15, 20 minutes, but I just wonder if there's any need to bring them on at this stage, Rio. What do you reckon?
I think it's so completely unnecessary. We've got other players at our disposal on the bench, other players who probably won't play a part on Sunday's proceedings.
Yeah.
Why not give them a run out? We're 3-0 up.
Yeah.
Why risk players that will be in and around the first team on Sunday? Why risk them? Why not just give them a break for the rest of the game? It's pretty nonsensical to me.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I'm not sure the rationale behind it. Maybe one or two are carrying a knock or something, or able to do the full 90. But anyway, they're not on yet, so we'll see what happens. We've just seen a really good chance for Genk, actually, and it was a bad choice. Not sure who it was who carried the ball through the middle, but he had Ito in acres of space on the right-hand side, opted instead to play it to the left, and the chance fizzled out. But probably one of their best opportunities to do something. Anyway, West Ham are up the other end now. It's Yarmolenko on the left-hand side. Plays the ball short to Lanzini, who I wouldn't be surprised to see Hoyt very soon as one of those intended two substitutions. Mark Noble has the ball, plays it out wide on the right to Jared Bowen, who may also perhaps be a one to go. Johnson now in possession, looks to get to the byline. He's beaten his man. Can he get the crossover? He can get the crossover. Unfortunately, it's aimed towards Manuel Lanzini, who's never going to win anything in the air, I don't think. But West Ham have the ball back. Jared Bowen on the edge of the box. Vlasic, 20 yards from goal, plays it out left to Ryan Fredericks. Can Fredericks beat his man? Holds it up, plays it short to Bowen. Bowen inside the box, plays it back out. Receives the ball yet again. West Ham building, looking to find space. Can they do something? Bowen's still on the ball, marshalled well. Two players keeping him at bay and losing the ball now, but the ball's still stuck in the corner. And Vlasic a little bit impetuously goes in rather unnecessarily, and it's a free kick. Those two substitutions are about to be made, Rio. So let's see who's coming on. I think Genk are going to make one of their own as well. It is Jared Bowen coming off. Bowen is one of the substitutions. Fornals and Benrahma are the two players coming on. Would it be Vlasic or would it be Lanzini? Let's see. Stream's died. No, it's come back again. Disappeared momentarily. Who's your money on, Rio?
I'd say Vlasic.
Okay, well, let's see if you're right. Going for Benrahma. I didn't see who it was. The camera's just panned across. I didn't see who it was. Yeah, it's Vlasic. You're absolutely spot on. Bowen replaced by Fornals and Benrahma for Vlasic. So West Ham making substitutes. Who's that? 4? Noble for Rice, Fredericks for Cresswell. So that's 4 substitutions now West Ham have made, and we're in the 83rd minute. So not long left. The other real threat for Genk, Ito trudges off looking rather disconsolate. I think they've made 2 substitutions, just trying to see who else is going to. Ito is definitely off anyway for Genk, and Oyen is the player who replaces him. I think they might have made a second substitution there, but I didn't see it come through. But anyway, West Ham looking to break. It's Fornals, 20 yards from goal. Plays it out left to Noble. Torshvet has gone for Toma, was the other substitution. Swiss player, Toma, coming on for the opposition. So we're in the last 7 minutes, Rio. It's kind of, we're sort of getting to the stage in these games where it's a bit like those old England friendlies, isn't it? You remember where Sven-Göran Eriksson used to make 11 substitutions and it was pointless playing after sort of 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah, I've still got bitter memories of the day that England played Australia at the Boleyn. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the entire side was changed at half-time.
That is the game that always springs to mind when you talk about that, because it was shortly after that they changed the rule, wasn't it? When they said, this is silly, you can't make that many.
I had an absolutely woefully abysmal day that day, and it was just such a disjointed, horrible experience.
Yeah.
And some of the players who come on the pitch, I just thought, my God, what are you doing playing for England?
Who did we have? Remind us. There were a couple of shockers, weren't there?
I think Seth Johnson was involved.
Wow.
Played for Leeds.
Yeah.
Francis Jeffers, I think, actually scored a goal that day for England.
Were we beaten that night?
Yeah, I think it was beaten 3-1.
Yeah, yeah.
I think even the Ashes side did better that year, and we was abysmal in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
There were some absolutely abysmal players playing for us, and just the whole atmosphere. I hated seeing Boleyn being infested with supporters from other clubs.
Yeah.
I've never enjoyed the whole England experience, and that was probably the lowest point ever as an England fan watching that.
That was our only international, wasn't it?
I think the only one we've held, a full international we've held over there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had Argentina play over, Croatia over there.
Yes. Messi,
Italy played over there once, Nigeria. We've had a couple of full internationals, but the only full England one. Thank God it never happens again.
Genk breaking on the right-hand side. 85 minutes gone. Looking to grab a consolation, something for their efforts tonight. Ball played into the centre. West Ham crowding out that area in the D in front of the box and bringing the ball away. I think, I've got a feeling young Dan Chesters might be about to come on. I just saw Kevin Nolan issuing instructions out of the corner of my eye. I think that was Chesters he was talking to, but we'll see in just a minute. Maybe an opportunity for him to get. I don't think he's played before, has he? I think that would be his debut. Also, Ashby, I don't think either of them have played for the first team before, have they?
Ashby, yes, he played in the League Cup games last year.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, a couple of them. But Chester's would definitely be his first appearance.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you. 86 minutes gone now. We're edging towards full time, where we are hoping to be joined by a couple more of our number live from the London Olympic Stadium, Nome and the Pink Palermo, if they're still awake in the second half, because it's been a bit of a procession since we scored our third goal on the hour mark. But hoping to be joined to get some comments from the chaps at the end of 90 minutes. To stick with us for that if you are still about. West Ham, I mean, this is nothing happening now. Rio is there. West Ham just sitting back, soaking up the pressure. Essentially a training ground exercise now. A defensively attack kind of drill. Yeah,
it's been so kind of dull the last couple of minutes. I've actually checked who played for England that night at the bowling.
Go on, any more shockers?
No, to be honest, the actual starting 11 was pretty. You'd expect them to win, go pretty far in a major tournament, barring one striker.
Who did we have? No, what was the 11?
So the lineup was David James, Gary Neville, Ashley Cole, Chubby Francis Lampard, Rio Ferdinand, Sol Campbell, David Beckham, Paul Scholes, James Beattie, Michael Owen, and Kieran Dyer, which isn't the weakest England side I've ever seen in my life.
I suppose James Beattie would probably be the only one there you could accuse of not being a regular. But he was a good player. I liked him.
Yeah,
very strong. Well, we always struggled against him.
Exactly.
Not that says a lot, in that era. But good player, knew where the goal was. Genk breaking on the right side. It's a real chance now. The ball plays to the byline, cut back, and it's cut back for one of the substitutes, number 21, and he's just skied it over the bar. Doesn't look like Genk are going to get their consolation goal the way things stand. Real opportunity, though. West Ham on the back foot. Nice little ball played in behind the lines. Good work between the substitutions. Anyway, here comes West Ham's fifth and one would presume final substitution of the night. Manuel Lanzini it is who receives the applause of the fans. And it is indeed Dan Chesters is coming on to make his first team debut. Love to see that, Ria, don't you? And I think that's great management from David Moyes. West Ham 3-0 up, cruising to victory. 2 or 3 minutes left, 60,000 or 50,000 fans getting rapturous applause. Nice to see. Absolutely. That's what you want to see as a club. And it is always a special moment when you see a homegrown player make his debut. The only thing I'm going to say, for a youngster, homegrown, making his debut, obviously, right, he must be done about 19, 18. 19, I think I just said, on the 19, on the commentary. Why do all 19-year-olds have bigger beards than I can ever grow? True. West Ham are looking for a fourth here. The ball played into the box. but the danger averted. But it's come back side Benrahma now on the edge of the box. What can Benrahma do? Little back heel looking for Ryan Fredericks, but it's well watched by the substitute. I think it was Oyen who managed to keep West Ham at bay. But Benrahma has the ball again, plays it inside to Mark Noble. Noble plays it out onto the right-hand side, looking for Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson strolling gently, no need to rush now, just trots over, picks up the ball, and West Ham just playing the ball around in midfield. Mark Noble doing that famous pointing one way and then passing the ball the other way, as he's been doing for the last 15 years. And the ball back with Craig Dawson. Yeah, it's a good point, actually. I'm kind of glad that beards were never, in vogue when we were teenagers, as it were, because it would have been quite embarrassing. I think I'm kind of with you on that one. It took a while before any fluff come through. You still can't grow one.
I've got a little spot there. I tried it a couple of years back. I've got a spot there where it just refuses to grow. And it's not for the one my missus points me, goes like, why are you doing that? Like, But yeah, no, facial hair has never been a forte of mine. And every kid you see nowadays seems to have better beards than I do.
I know.
It's mad.
It's not fair. It's not fair. It's a generational thing. They're bigger and hairier than they were 20 years ago. They're
putting stuff in that dirty chicken that they all eat nowadays. It makes facial hair grow.
There you go. You heard it here first. We're in extra time, Rio. We've only got 2 minutes of added on time here. It's Thomas Souček in the centre of the field, plays it short to Yarmolenko. What do we make of Yarmolenko tonight? I mean, it's a difficult game to judge anyone by, really, isn't it? But has he done okay? Done well? Done enough to, demand a place in the team?
Possibly not in the Premier League setup at the moment. Not certainly not as a starter. He's an ideal squad filler. But in the Europa League, I think he's done all right, to be honest. He kind of everyone had a bit of an iffy start, but he's grown into the game. He shows some nice ability on the ball at times, some nice passes. He's had no real clear-cut chances of really, but he's done nothing out there to disgrace himself. I'm just glad to see him get a full 90 under his belt, bit more game time, bit more fitness. And he's not letting anyone down tonight.
Is there anyone out of these non-regulars who have really done enough to sort of, give? Hang on, we're just seeing a chance, and that's close. That's really, really close. Trésor, who came on as a substitute earlier on in the coming for Bongonda in the 73rd minute, just had an effort from 12 yards or so, and it's wide. I think actually, I don't know if it's a deflection or a save, but they've got a corner anyway. There's 15 seconds left. There probably isn't going to be time for this to be taken, but they've taken it anyway. It's whipped into the near post. Ben Johnson just lazily hoofs it out into touch, and I'm sure that will be it for the referee. There's no real time to play any additional time here. David Moyes, what do you make on? That's it. That's the final whistle. West Ham have won 3-0. David Moyes tonight, Rio, done a good job, you think? Got it all just about right, selection-wise?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a bit disjointed in the first half. Genk come with a game plan, came close to executing it on a couple of occasions, but we've weathered the storm. We've done a thoroughly professional job. Our set pieces have come to the fore again. As soon as we got that second goal, that was it. It was just comfortable. It's an easy as European night as you're going to get again, isn't it? And now we're firmly on the front foot in this group. I think 3 points, we mathematically won it. It's exactly how David Moyes would have wanted to see this game pan out.
Yep, certainly is. Certainly is. As we said, the final whistle has blown at the London Olympic Stadium. It has finished. West Ham United 3, Genk 0. The Hammers strolling to victory. 3 wins out of 3 now in our Europa League campaign. And that puts the Hammers in an almost unassailable position at the top of the group. 6 points clear of any of our rivals, all of whom have 3 points each. And the Hammers really only need one more win to, be pretty certain of winning the group, let alone qualifying for the next phase. The first goal coming on the cusp of half-time. It was an Aaron Cresswell corner, which was nodded home by Craig Dawson. The second chance he'd had within the space of about 15 minutes, this time converting it and putting the Hammers ahead, scoring at a perfect time, right, as I said, on the cusp of half-time. The second goal coming after a little bit of pressure from the visitors. Their best spell of the match at the start of the second half, and it was Issa Diop with an almost identical goal. Yet again, Aaron Cresswell providing the assist, a corner once again, and Issa Diop getting up highest to nod the ball off the underside of the crossbar to give West Ham a 2-0 lead. Rio and I were still celebrating and talking excitedly about that goal going in when, lo and behold, Jared Bowen strolled up the other end of the pitch and added a third less than 90 seconds after Diop had made it 2-0 to give West Ham an unassailable 3-0 lead. That was about it, really. A slew of substitutions followed. West Ham making, I think it was 5 substitutions, wasn't it, in the end, Rio, before the final whistle. But, a very professional performance from the Hammers overall. Rio, your immediate post-match thoughts, please, if you will.
Yeah, probably just going to reiterate what I said. It's a thoroughly professional job by West Ham. It's a foot, basically, in the next round of the Europa League. We should win this group now, which will afford the first team regulars a chance to have a little bit of a break, afford to give some of the other youngsters some experience. It wasn't the greatest performance in the world, but it didn't have to be. We did enough. And in the end, it was incredibly comfortable. Thoroughly professional, job done. Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards indeed. And talking of being thoroughly professional, we are joined by our chaps from inside the ground, or at least I don't think they are inside the ground anymore. The Pink Palermo is with us momentarily, just a few moments ago. We've just lost the picture there from Pinky, but I think he's still with us. Also joining us, and we'll go to him first. We've got no. Could we get you to give us a 90-degree turn so we can? That's the one, so we can see you a bit better. Just leaving the stadium, no. West Ham United 3, Genk 0. Happy with what you've seen? Did you see the third goal, or were you still like us celebrating the second when it went in?
I did see it, yeah. I mean, you've got to be happy with a 3-0 result. I thought we were a bit ponderous, especially the first half. We could have been a bit more, not direct, but a little bit sharper about things. We should be taking 3 passes where 2 might do. And, I was just thinking about 2 years ago, maybe a bit more. You told Craig Dawson that his main source of playing time would be in Europe a couple of years ago. He probably would have laughed at you. Thoroughly professional in the second half, I thought. And glad we didn't get 4, because I'm now £45 richer as a result of that result.
Hey! Drinks are on Gnome, everyone. The drinks are on Gnome. Go and grab him before he gets on the train.
I think my beloved Lou has got plans for Koch Brasserie on Saturday night, so she's seen it and it's spent it.
All right. Well, good stuff. Glad you had a little winner. Anyway, Gnome. Also joining us, Pinky, can we get you to turn 90 degrees, buddy, please? That's the one. As I said, also joining us on the live stream at the end of the match is the Pink Palermo from the posh seats. Look, none of this walking through the crowd like Gnome. He's up there enjoying the corporate stuff. And very good luck to him too. Pinky, West Ham United 3, Genk 0. Comfortable in the end. Did we look under any pressure at any point during the game? And what's your overall assessment of what you've seen tonight?
No pressure at all. I thought we battered them, really. We played within ourselves. Only one team was going to win that game tonight. We played all the football. We dominated it from start to finish. They had absolutely nothing. It really was men against boys tonight. And the standout player again on the pitch tonight, no question, Declan Rice, looked about £1 billion better footballer than anyone else on that field tonight. He really showed the difference tonight between a top draw player and those who are not quite at that level. Well in control. I think 4-0 probably winning a pass score tonight, so I'm a bit disappointed we didn't get at least 4. But we did the job. And how nice it was to see, David Moyes giving young Daniel Chester's a game right there at the end, came on and immediately, a bit of youthful enthusiasm, runs 30 yards, makes a challenge, wins the ball. I don't care if he does nothing for the rest of his footballing career. He started for West Ham, or he played for West Ham in a European game. Good luck to the lad, and I hope we see a bit more of him. But well in command tonight. The warning signs, though, for me were tonight. I thought our keeper, Areola, under the high ball, didn't look comfortable, and I have to say, English football might not suit him. You know, no real spring in his leap to gather balls above his head. That was a concern tonight. And I've got to say, Issa Diop, I'm sorry, how did we spend 22 million of Her Majesty's pound notes on him? Because he has gone backwards at a rate of knots here. I don't get it.
All right, interesting. We'll come back to that in a minute because you won't have seen it, but Rio and I, we were specifically discussing Diop just before the full-time whistle. We both thought he'd had a fairly decent game. So it's interesting to see. I mean, you know, people say, well, were you watching a different game? And of course you were, because you were there and you could see everything that we couldn't see on the TV. So we'll come back to that in a minute and ask why. But let's just go through the goals very quickly. Rio, I'll take you to the first goal. It was the first minute of added on time at the end of the first half. Craig Dawson had already had an opportunity. We saw him head one narrowly over. This time he was on the end of an Aaron Cresswell corner to put us ahead. And as we said at the time, absolutely fantastic time to get that goal, and you know, completely, as we said, completely changed both managers' half-time team talks.
Yeah, and as we discussed in the first half as well, it took a couple of viewings, but Oniatu, their main attacking threat, cost him dearly because he got absolutely nowhere near a defensive header, and we didn't think Craig Dawson got the clearest of contacts with it, but it was enough, looped up, and there was 5 Genk players all waiting to attack the initial delivery. None of them got near it, and in the end, it was a bit of a mismatched loopy header that flew in. I think the keeper would have done better. Oniatu should have definitely done better, and a poor goal conceded a very poor time for Genk.
It was good enough for West Ham to go into the break a goal ahead, though, and really changed, as I said, the complexion of the game. Completely. The second goal, now it came after Genk had enjoyed what was probably their best spell of the game, the opening 10 minutes of the second half, where they came out, they'd clearly been asked to play a little more forward. You know, you could see they were a good 20 yards further forward all over the field, trying to close down the gap and put a bit more pressure on West Ham, having fallen behind. But yet again, it's a third set piece in less than 90 minutes on the field for West Ham, having gone all that time without scoring from a set piece. We are prolific again from corners. Aaron Cresswell, the provider, another assist for Cresswell. And this time, Issa Diop rising highest to nod the ball off the underside of the crossbar. The ball was comfortably over the line, no question it was a goal. But and that was 2-0 for the Hammers.
Yeah. You cut out just before you asked whatever question it was you asked of me there, but I'll have a stab.
All right, we're just talking about the second goal, really. What your view of it was, in the ground.
I mean, it was a superb free kick. I mean, from Cresswell, and but I didn't think that bad a game, Pinky. You know, I don't think it was severely tested, mind, but he got on the end of it. You're always a little bit worried when it comes off the underside of the bar initially, but it was clearly miles over. It wasn't even one for the buzzer, was it? But
you could see that quite clearly from the ground as well. That
Just for a second, when it hits the bar, your first thought is, oh, maybe, but excuse me. In fact, it was it was clearly over. So
okay.
And I don't think. I mean, they never had the time to have the stuffing looked at them by that goal, because I barely sat down and there was another one gone in.
Indeed there was, and I'll throw that one over to Pinky if I may, Noam. I mean, Rio and I were still waxing lyrical about the second goal and the fact that it looked like it had given us you know, the 3 points, and Jared Bowen, you know, I think it was Yarmolenko, Pinky, who picked the pocket of the Genk player on the halfway line, short ball to Bowen, and he was away, he was off, and 3-0. Must have been great stuff in the ground to see that. Did you actually see it? I mean, were you still celebrating the second goal, or were you all watching that at the time?
Yeah, no, I mean, we've good view of all 3 goals tonight, but you know what? I'm struggling to remember my own name at this point in time, but ultimately tonight, what we've seen is a team that is, you know, when we played, I think it was.
We've just lost Pinky momentarily. Hopefully he'll come back. Okay. We'll move on. Hopefully we'll get Pinky. Pinky, if you can hear us, we've just lost you at this end. So stay on the line if you can, and hopefully we'll get you back. Yet again, here we are, being jinxed by the connection at the London Olympic Stadium. We had Pinky, for those who didn't watch the stream, Pinky was out in Zagreb a few weeks ago, and we got an absolutely seamless link. You know, it was perfect, beautifully clear, and here, we've got him back. Pinky, we can see you again. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
All right, buddy. Yeah. Carry on, please. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. And just what I'm saying there is, you know, 3 wins in the spin in Europe, and it looks very easy, but it should look easy against this caliber of opposition.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to be honest with ourselves and say we are flat track bullies at the minute because we're just head and shoulders above what we're playing. It's not even close. You know, Zagreb, for my money, have been the pick of the teams we've played so far. We've battered them in their own backyard. When we get out of this group, and we come up against potentially the likes of PSV Eindhoven. Yes, please, God, if you are watching, if you're doing the draw, someone like that would do me quite nicely. We will face much, much stiffer opposition, but you can only beat what's in front of you. Tonight, let's call it what it was. We thrashed them. We absolutely thrashed this lot tonight. They just weren't even in it. And I have to question the validity of this competition, whereby we are playing teams that are doing well in their league, but what it really exposes is how weak European football is becoming relative to the Premier League, particularly in the Netherlands, Belgium, and minor places like France, because I just don't like the French. But you know, there's a quantum leap, and I think there's something wrong with European football now. That the caliber of opposition, the polarization between the very, very best clubs and the also-rans is getting further and further apart. And I think UEFA need to look at this massively. There's something wrong.
Okay, fair enough. Good stuff. What are you advocating there, Pinky? Perhaps a seeding system then, or a round, you know, like the Champions League, extra qualifying rounds, perhaps?
Yeah, I think some kind of seeding where you've got to look at it and say, do you know what? Dare I say it, more English clubs in the so-called Champions League and fewer teams from the smaller nations getting European exposure. I mean, my personal preference would be a proper European Cup where the champions only go into one competition and the cup winners go into another one. You know what? We used to have it about 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think in trying to develop the game in Europe, all that UEFA have done is devalue the currency. And it doesn't work because Genk, they brought about 2,000 tonight, maybe less. But that's half the population of that town, if you get the drift. What is the point? What are they trying to do here? It isn't working.
Bear in mind, Pinky, that lot that we saw tonight, who, as you say, were no great shape, actually finished level with Bruges, who actually won the league. They finished level on points with them after their weird playoff system.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's, in theory, their second best team.
Yeah. But that's my point. Okay. That's my point, Gordon.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm helping you illustrate it.
The second best point in Belgium is the 45th best team in England.
Yeah.
we've done the.
They're still above Spurs.
Gents, we've done the 3 West Ham goals. Now, Rio, if you don't mind, I'm just going to jump to this particular one because we've already discussed this at length, of course, earlier in the game. But we were in a bit of trouble. 10 minutes gone. We thought that we'd gone behind, and I've got to say, TV replays still to both Rio and I appeared inconclusive. Neither of us even were convinced that who was it, Rio? Ito, wasn't it? That Ito was offside when the ball was played. Now, Noam, let me come to you first on this one. What was your view of that incident live from the ground? Did you think he was off?
I thought he was off right from the start.
Okay.
I mean, you've seen that a little bit more than me, straight with all the lines and stuff. I thought he was offside.
All right.
It was one of those ones where the flag went up about an hour late.
Yeah, well, nonsense, isn't it? This is what we were saying. It's crazy. And it was a good 25, 30 seconds.
As well, didn't it?
Yeah. This nonsensical new rule. Pinky, what was your view of that? Did you think he was on or off?
To be honest, I was sweating like it was my round next, and 10 mates had walked in the pub. I thought we were lucky to get that because, again, if you put yourself in a position where you're depending on a lino going, "Oh, he's offside," I don't think you've defended particularly well. And I thought we let them in behind us there far too easily, and wasn't very happy with that. So I thought we got away with it. I'll watch it on the TV when I get in tonight, and it'll probably look miles offside, but it's what leads up to it that troubles me. It's too easy to get in behind us. Players have switched off, and wakey, hand off snaky. You're playing a game of football, lads. And this season we've been good. We've started well most games. You look, Everton on Saturday. I don't think Everton or Sunday they never kicked a ball in the first half. Tonight we gave them a chance. The lino helped us out, but after that, I thought this lot offered nothing all evening, nothing at all. I mean, the big number 18, who supposedly we're in for billions of pounds or whatever it is.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. He's big, but so what?
Yeah, I mean, he did have that chance, didn't he? I'm trying to remember when it was now. When 38 minutes just before half time, Rio, wasn't it? When we were kind of a bit worried, weren't we? We thought that that might be the opening goal. He got up for the header and beat. It was Pinky was referring to it earlier when he beat Areola to the ball. And as you said, Areola, I think you said was 6'6".
Yeah.
Is that right? 6'6". So, I mean, 6'7" on the actual, so not much in it. But, we were a bit worried for a minute there, but he didn't really do, as Pinky said, he didn't really do anything after that, did he? Certainly with the ball at his feet, he didn't trouble us at all, but, just looks a bit of a threat in the air. But I think, as you said, his most telling contribution at the end of the game was at the other end for both our first goals, our first 2 goals.
Yeah, twice he's been caught out on his defensive duties. And that may be another reason why we haven't gone in for him with any kind of conviction, because we defend as a unit, we defend as a team. And if your main striker, who's asked to do defensive duties, costs you 2 goals in a game like this, then as well as his lack of ability on the deck, his lack of defensive kind of acumen for his team has let him down tonight. Yeah,
very much so, very much so. West Ham United are top of the group after 3 games. I mean, we're in dreamland, really. I don't think any of us would have predicted it would have been as straightforward as it has been so far. 9 points from 3 games. Already at the halfway stage, 6 points clear of any of our rivals. I don't know if you guys heard, but Rapid Vienna beat Zagreb 2-1 in Austria earlier on tonight, which means all of our 3 rivals have got 3 points each. So really, you're looking at a winning Genk, and we've won the group with 2 games to go. But Pinky, I've got to come back to this. You touched on it earlier. Now, this is going to be quite controversial for some people. Let's talk about Issa Diop. Didn't really have an awful lot to do tonight. Looked fairly comfortable from what he did do. Scored a goal, but you're not happy with him. You didn't like what you saw tonight. Tell us why.
Yeah, because when the ball is played to his feet by a teammate, it looks like a rabbit caught in the headlights. He doesn't command, he doesn't control any aspect of the defence. What have we bought? What are the qualities that we're looking for? And I want composure on the ball. I want a centre back who can actually direct players either side of him. You move forward, I'll sit a little bit, deeper, whatever it may be, but one that actually looks commanding. And for me, the benchmark centre back that I'll always look at in my whole life is Alvin Martin. He's no Alvin Martin, and he's never going to get there because he lacks composure, he lacks confidence, he looks scared every time the ball goes near him. He's scared to head the ball, he's poor with the ball at his feet. I'm sorry, but we've wasted £22 million. He is not going to make it in the Premier League, and I don't care what Jose Mourinho says. He's bloody wrong.
Are you not in danger of having kind of set out your stall here on Issa Diop, and you're not prepared to be flexible at all? I mean, he did score. You said he can't head the ball, but he scored a goal with his head tonight. So I mean, there's something there. I mean, maybe.
Are you serious?
I think.
Are you serious? Are you seriously advocating that a centre back, because he scores, his job to stop the ball getting in our net, not getting in their net?
Well, we didn't concede any.
Do me a favour. If I played at centre back tonight, we wouldn't have conceded either. I'm 58 and 25 stone. Yeah.
Well, that's
seriously.
A fair point.
Seriously. He isn't good enough. He isn't. And I'm afraid we took a chance and we probably overpaid, but I'm afraid he's gone backwards since he's been with us, and he's not got it. And if you're looking at defenders, you want players that are composed, in control. They look comfortable, particularly in this league, because at one end of the pitch, if a striker misses, he'll get another chance 10 minutes later. At the defensive end of the pitch, if a centre-back makes an error, it leads to a goal. And I'm afraid you won't keep many clean sheets with Issa Diop at the heart of your defence. Never going to happen.
All right, good. Thank you. Point well made. Noam, I'm going to come to you on that one. He just isn't good enough, says Pinky, and he's gone backwards since he's been at West Ham. What's your view on that? Again, you were at the game tonight, so you would have seen a different perspective on it to Rio and I. But what do you make of what Pinky's got to say? Do you agree or disagree?
I mean, overall, Pinky may have a point, although I still think he's been slightly harsh. But I don't think on today's performance, didn't do anything particularly wrong. No, I mean, he was all right tonight. Nothing. I've had kittens with a lot more central defenders than tonight. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
The two disappointments for me tonight, though, were Yarmolenko, I thought, had a poor game, and as we mentioned earlier on, Areola. I mean, first half, he was slow coming off his line for that one where he just about got forward to it. And then he was too quick to come off his line when Onuachu had that header that thankfully went wide. So, it's been a bit like that, and I've not been convinced by him so far from what I've seen. Listen, I have to say, I don't know how long I've got on here. The Jubilee line train's just arrived, so I'm going to get on it and see how long I get. But,
okay, well, if we lose you, we lose you, and we thank you in advance for your participation tonight, and hopefully we can come back to you in just a minute for a bit more. But I'm going to go to Rio, because Rio, you and I we felt that Diop had a decent match out there tonight, and of course we do said people will ask if we watched a different game. Of course we did watch a different game. We watched it on a TV. Pinky saw it at the game. He's thumbs down. He doesn't agree at all. Were we wrong? Did we just call it wrong? Is Pinky right?
I don't think we've called it completely wrong.
Okay.
Let's put it this way.
I don't think we called it at all wrong, but go on.
No, exactly. I'll try and play devil's advocate, because I've got you in my top left, Pinky underneath me. It's like the Brady Bunch, but with potential violence about to kick off here. And I thought we had a reasonable game. As we said, it didn't have a lot to kind of deal with in terms of attacking threat. And him and Dawson between themselves, marshalling themselves quite well. On the actual, he's an absolute unit. He's got pace and power. But he didn't have a lot of ability on the deck. They didn't utilise him aerially that much. The biggest threats from Genk for me was down the flanks. Ito particularly looked really lively and dangerous. And he exploited Cresswell more than he exploited Diop. So I thought Diop did all right tonight.
Okay. Oh, we're kind of split on that one then. A couple of us, Rio and I felt he did okay. Gnome's kind of reasonably happy with what he's seen. Pinky's absolutely disgusted. Didn't like him at all. But before we move on, let's touch on another player. Someone we paid a lot of money for. Pinky, I'll come to you first on this one, if I may. Quite briefly, if we can, because I want to get Gnome in as well, and I think we're going to lose him soon. But Nikola Vlasic, £30 million. A lot of money spent on him tonight. We thought this was a great opportunity for him to shine. Didn't really do it, did he, tonight?
Anonymous is the word. Let's call it what it was. An anonymous performance. I mean, Fat Tony, the sage of Western Avenue, turned to me as he was getting subbed off, going, "Who's he?" I didn't even realise he'd started. So that'll give you an opinion for the bloke who's seat 176, whatever it is. Didn't do a lot tonight, and one hesitates before we say, or we write him off completely. Give him a chance, but no, not tonight. Didn't contribute very much at all.
Okay.
But equally, I just want to put the cane into another West Ham United player tonight. Bearing in mind we've thrashed the opposition. Andrei Yarmolenko, again, I'm afraid, talk about finding your level. He is so one-footed. Tonight I can reveal the Bobby Moore fund is £20 better off. So I said every time he used his right foot, I would give them £20. And it's cost me £20. But this is part of the issue, because again we saw tonight, Genk are an extremely limited team, but where clubs are not limited, they've all got managers and coaches and staff to see the opposition, and they can see how to shut down Yarmo very easily tonight because he's so one-footed. And so teams can set the stall out to nullify us just by watching 3 or 4 videotapes of our performances. And that's what you end up with when you buy players for a lot of money that can't do very much with one of their legs. So for me, Vlasic, not great tonight, but Yarmo, we just know he's going to go at the end of the season for about £1. And that's 17 million quid down the drain.
All right. Yarmo also getting it from Pinky. Gnome, have we still got you, or are you have you departed? You're still there.
I think I'm still on.
All right. Nikola Vlasic, Rio and I, we didn't feel that he'd contributed a lot, obviously backed up there by Pinky. I guess you're going to agree with that one.
Exactly what Pinky said, the word anonymous.
Yeah. I think we may have lost Gnome. Gnome, I don't know if you can hear us, but you've frozen on our screen. Looks like you're blowing me a kiss actually right now. Slightly disconcerting look. But oh no, you're back. You're good. You're okay. You're back. Sorry, carry on, Gnome.
I don't know how much of that you got, but anonymous.
Anonymous. Yeah, that was about it. I think.
Yarmolenko less so, but he didn't do anything. At least you noticed him have the ball. But listen, I think this is going to take out on me very shortly.
All right, buddy.
To West Ham now. So,
well, listen. Very quickly, Gnome, before you go, let's have your man of the match nomination, please.
I think we're going to actually have to add the word obviously to his surname, Declan.
Okay, good stuff.
I think as Fig said, Street said.
Okay, fair enough. Gnome, if you need to go, that's cool. We're going to wrap up very soon anyway. We're only going to do the weekend's game. So thank you for popping on. Hope you had a good night tonight. Good win. Nice to see the Hammers win in Europe again. But take care, buddy. We'll catch you soon.
Take care.
Man of the match, Pinky, you did. I mean, you went. We've already done yours, haven't we? You said Declan as well, right?
Yeah, Rice by so far it's embarrassing. I mean, comfortably the best player on the park, the one with the most composure, the most control on the ball. You know, just absolutely dominated every aspect of the game while he was on the pitch, and he barely got out of second gear. He you know, and I genuinely urge every West Ham United supporter to get to as many games as you can, because he is a special, special talent, and we are incredibly lucky to be watching at this point in time. Magnificent footballer who is just fantastic. And tonight, he was top draw tonight. You know, it really was, you know, the master against the students tonight.
Yeah.
And he's still a youngster, but he was brilliant tonight. Absolutely brilliant.
Different class indeed. Rio, your man of the match. We've 2 calls for Declan Rice already.
Yeah, I find it very hard to disagree with the chaps. In a very professional performance for West Ham, no one really stood out head and shoulders above anyone else apart from England's Declan Rice, who is exemplary. Yeah, everyone else is solid 6.5 out of 10. Declan's are clearly 8.5, 9.
Okay. 3 calls for Declan Rice. Now, I'm kind of tempted just to go for Ista Diop just to wind Pinky up, but no, that no, I don't think he was that good. I'm going to go for Aaron Cresswell actually, because I thought he was a constant threat on the left-hand side tonight. 2 assists. A little bit slow at times, maybe caught out once or twice, but I thought overall he had a good game. And I'm just, you know, I know the problem is Declan is that bloody good that it's so hard to give it to anyone else, isn't it? You know, at any opportunity. So I think just to offer a bit of variety, I'm going to say Cresswell for tonight's game. But anyway, we are going to wrap up very shortly. Pinky, of course, you've got to get home after the game. I'm just having a look to see if we've got any other results coming in from tonight. Just go through those quickly. Yes, we have. Tonight's results, the other ones that we haven't had already, we did Celtic winning from yesterday, Rapid Vienna beating Zagreb, Real Betis drawing 1-0 with Leverkusen, Lazio 0, Marseille 0, finished 0-0, Fenerbahce 2, Antwerp 2, Ludogorets going down 1-0 at home to Braga, Sturm Graz losing 1-0 at home also to Real Sociedad, West Ham 3, Genk 0, we know all about that one, we've been watching that and enjoying it all night. Lokomotiv Moscow 0, Galatasaray 1, Gala also winning 1-0 away from home tonight. Another away win was Monaco. That's a good win. 2-1 in Holland, beating PSV. Probably not so good for Pinky's plans. It was PSV, Pinky, wasn't it? You mentioned as hoping for the next round. Yeah. Napoli thrashing Legia Warsaw in the end 3-0. Rangers that 2-0 win against Bromby, getting back into a bit of form. Eintracht Frankfurt beating the Greeks Olympiacos 3-1 overall. Fantastic night for West Ham, lads. 9 points out of 3 games. Pinky, is it one more win and we've won this group now?
Yeah, I think so. You've got to go and do it. And what's plenty for tonight.
Sorry, Pinky, can you give us the mic? Can you hold the mic up close?
Yeah.
You. That's better.
So
that's the one.
whilst we're top now, you've got to go to Belgium, beat them in Belgium, and I think we will top the group. I didn't hear you read out the result of the Tottenham game earlier.
I've not seen it.
Tottenham lost tonight, and I'd just like to say a big congratulations to Vitesse Arnhem, who are my favourite Dutch club, actually. As on the anniversary of the Battle of Arnhem every year, they hold up a big banner thanking the parachute regiment for their contribution for liberating that city. And it's nice to know that that is recognised by football supporters, because a lot of British soldiers died doing that. So Vitesse, well done. Great result tonight for them. I've got no real animosity towards Tottenham. I mean, I'm strange as a West Ham fan, but at the end of the day, we won. They didn't. We're West Ham. They ain't. Good night for us tonight. Bad night for Tottenham. What more do you want?
Happy days indeed. Shocker for the Spurs. I think they made 11 changes to the team, didn't they? I'm not sure they're taking that competition all that seriously, but still, no one likes to see their team get beaten, regardless of the personnel that are out there. Let's have a look. Let's go through my list. Diop, we've done. Man of the match, we've done. The offside, we've done. Oniachi, we've done. Away fans. Pinky, how were the away fans tonight? Any issues?
There was Bob, Mikel, and George. I mean, basically, it was easier to name them count. I mean, there was no one there. There was probably 1,000, 1,500, I don't know. They behaved, but it was the usual choreographed nonsense. I mean, I'm sorry, but continental football, get a grip. We've seen it from the Zagreb mob. We've seen it from the Vienna mob. We've seen it now from the Belgian mob.
Yeah.
What is this? Is this Strictly? Is it an episode of Strictly where you've all got to be there with your partner and you do your little turn and Susanna Reid or whoever's scoring? I'm sorry, but get a grip. It's not a good look. Just get back to what you used to do. Yeah, it's utter nonsense. There was a point I looked at. They all had black tops on and blue jeans. The whole front row, it was like they were in a uniform. Now, I know some parts of the continent, that's a big thing in years gone by.
Yeah.
Didn't work out then, doesn't work now. Awful. Get a grip.
But the most important point being, given that we were fined earlier in the day by UEFA, no crowd trouble to report, no ugly scenes or anything like that. Everything went okay.
The whole 65 grand fine or whatever it is that UEFA have done.
Colossal, isn't it?
That just reveals how out of touch UEFA are with what goes on in football grounds, because any fair observer from that night could see, it was the Rapid Vienna supporters that were causing the trouble. Yet the host club gets the fine.
Yeah.
Well, let me just point that out, that come the end of November, when we're turning up in Vienna, and I hope there isn't, but if there's any kind of disturbance, let's hope Vienna get the fine, because I don't think West Ham United deserved the fine then. We didn't misbehave that night against Rapid Vienna at our place. Their supporters did. They got carried away. They've watched too many films on late night TV, whatever it is. A shocking decision by UEFA. But what do you expect from an organisation that hands out derisory fines to Russian football clubs for well-established and long-standing racist chanting, of like £2,000 and all the rest of it? Yet a water bottle gets thrown at West Ham United by a Vienna fan, and we get fined 65 grand. UEFA really are bankrupt in every sense. This is a limited competition. They're trying to focus on things that don't matter, and they ignore the things that do matter. And terrible decision by UEFA there.
Yeah, well said indeed. Totally agree. Well, there we go. That is just about it from tonight. West Ham United have completed a third successive win in the Europa League tonight, beating Genk by 3-0. Comfortable victory in the end. Didn't look like it was going to be after the opening 10 or 15 minutes when West Ham kind of struggled to get into the game. Genk had that goal disallowed quite fortuitously, perhaps. It looked like on the replays. But anyway, a win's a win. West Ham, maximum points. 9 points from 3 games so far, as the guys were saying there. Probably one more win, and we've done enough to win the group. So we can turn our attention now instead to this weekend. West Ham back in the Premier League, and a nice little London derby to look forward to. Rio, I'm kind of with Pinky a little bit on this one. I mean, Tottenham for me, they're just another London club. I know that isn't the case for many of the younger fans, especially who've kind of grown up with that rivalry. But nonetheless, it's still a huge London derby for the Hammers. Going to be a massive game at the London Olympic Stadium this weekend. Tottenham not playing at their best. Real chance for West Ham to put one over their rivals yet again. Do you think? How do you see it going?
I think it's going to be a very close game. I'm always apprehensive going into it, like Sunday games, particularly after our European exertions.
Yeah.
We got kind of caught cold a little bit. But I'm hopeful. As you say, Tottenham aren't playing at their best. They've had to rest a few players tonight, so hopefully they'll be thinking that Son and Kane are going to come and cause havoc against us. But I don't see nothing much to worry about. Apart from them two, the rest of that side is bang average.
Yep.
And we're more than capable of putting them in their place. I'm of that generation where I was brought up hating them. I still do, always will. I'd love to see them absolutely destroyed over there. Hopefully I can make it. Lateral flow, being prayers going out. If I am, I expect to see a 7-0 win.
Well, I think we'd all buy that one for $1, Rio. Pinky, you know, regardless of what we think about it, it's a huge London derby, nonetheless. Tottenham not really firing on all cylinders at all this season. No, their fans have been, you know, a little bit cheesed off with what they're saying. They're doing all right in the league. They're in a reasonably decent position. But how do you see this one going? Is it going to be similar to, you know, the recent derbies where we've sort of had the hex on them a little bit, haven't we, in recent years? And how do you predict it going? West Ham win, perhaps, or do you think Tottenham might come and, you know, upset us a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to talk about Tottenham too much. You know, I'll talk about West Ham here. I think we're pretty good at the minute. I think we've got a good football team. I think we've got in Mikel Antonio a real threat up top, and he'll play on Sunday. I think we've got in Declan Rice the country's best midfielder, bar none. I don't think there's a better midfielder than Declan Rice in the country. I think we've got a keeper that's decent. I think we've got a couple of centre halves that can defend. I think we've got some attacking threats on the flanks. So West Ham have got plenty of firepower, plenty of capability to see off an okay Tottenham team, but nothing special. And I think we're a club on the rise. I think they're a club on the descent.
Yeah.
And I think what I want to see Sunday is a bit of confidence, a bit of West Ham United swagger, a little bit of we're West Ham and they ain't. Yeah. And I expect to see a West Ham United win on Sunday. And as I say, I've got no real animosity towards Tottenham Hotspur. You know, I'm genuinely not that bothered, you know, in terms of them as a club. I just think at this point in time, we've got a better team than they've got. And I expect to see that play out Sunday. And I think we'll win. And let's hope we do.
Rio, Mikel Antonio key for you this weekend?
Absolutely. He's the biggest threat we have. He's had a week's rest. He'll be ready to go. He'll be up for the battle. He's been in great form this season. You know, a little bit of physical presence, which was what was lacking tonight, I think. And Jarrod Bowen did a really good job against poor opposition.
Yeah.
But I think a big, strong physical player like Mikel Antonio would have put the ice on the cake tonight. Unfortunately, he can't play 2 games in a week at the moment. So he's fit and firing for Sunday. He's going to give the Tottenham centre-backs an absolute lesson and a half. You know, they won't come across many attackers like him all season.
Yeah.
He's going to come in, hopefully he'll be fired up. The crowd will feed off of that, rise to the occasion. I'll temper my expectations. I'll settle for 5.
Well, let's hope that Declan and all his teammates can rise to the occasion this weekend at the London Olympic Stadium. That's just about it for us from us tonight. I'm going to go over to the guys now, just for your final words on what you've seen tonight, gentlemen. Pinky, first, you final thoughts on West Ham United 3, Genk 0.
Yeah, you know, a regulation win tonight. I mean, we were far better than Genk. You know, men against boys, job done, professional performance, all the cliches you can trot out. But basically, we battered them. It never looked close. The biggest concern of the night is what you are wearing. Because I've got to say, if that's not a present from the wife of one of your kids, hang your head in shame. Because it's a shocker, Graham. It's an absolute shocker.
Well, what can I say? What can I say? Do you know, I've had this for about a year and I've never worn it. I've always looked at it in the wardrobe and just thought, no. But you know what? It's cold in here tonight. As I was saying earlier on the stream, it is cold and it's warm. So aesthetically, I don't care. It's keeping the cold out tonight. So
if I'd owned that for 20 years, I wouldn't have worn it either. So 1 year.
You wouldn't fit into it, mate, let's be honest. There you go. Rio, final word on tonight, and not on the t-shirt, not on the top. Oh, you can if you like. I don't care.
No. I'm not delving into the clothes show aspect of this show tonight. No, it's a bit of a sticky opening for us, you know. Genk come with a game plan. We had to force the issue. Eventually, cast hold in the end. Comfortable 3-0 win. We are virtually in the next round of the Europa League. No, we are virtually won this group with 2 games to spare. We are going to, you know, it was a comfortable win. You can't ask for any more than that from West Ham side.
There it is. Comfortable. Fairly straightforward, really. Most un-West Ham-like it's been in the last couple of weeks. But here we are, halfway already through our Europa League programme. 3 games played, 3 wins. What's that? 2, 3, 4? Is that 7 goals for and 1 against? Is that? No, we haven't conceded a goal yet, have we? 7 goals for and none against. Fantastic. 3 clean sheets. Obviously down to Issa Diop and whoever he's been paired with at that particular time. Not having it, Pinky. Still not having it. Come on, he did all right.
No. If you're just going to be silly, I'm going to say good night because I'm in company. So cheerio. I'll see you Sunday. All right.
That's it from us. Thank you to Rio. Thank you to Pinky. Thank you also to Gnome for joining us this evening and sharing their wisdom and giving us their thoughts on what they've seen. Fantastic night for West Ham United, a 3-0 win in the Europa League, as we said, against Genk. And a fantastic night, can I say, for KUMB as well. We're on our brand new server. It's been like off a shovel tonight. No one's had any problems at all. Can't complain whatsoever. I'm off there now to see what everyone's written and to chip in with a few comments of my own. Thank you also to everyone who's been joining us on the live stream and for your comments.